Are you searching for a deeper understanding of your faith?
Inspiring Philosophy is your go-to resource for exploring the rich tapestry of Christian thought.
From biblical archaeology to philosophy of mind, we dive into the topics that matter.
Our content bridges faith and understanding, offering insights into God's existence and the reliability of the New Testament.
Join a community where faith meets reason and discover the answers you've been seeking.
Inspiring Philosophy, where faith meets understanding.
I'm sorry, Master, but I must go all out. Just this once. I don't like you, Muhammad. Dawa boys, you've left me no choice. Bible's been corrupted, that's your go to line. But you claim the same book, prophesize your sign, twisting every scripture, faking all the quotes, hiding all the facts, trying to keep your boat afloat. Without lies, Islam dies. Perfect preservation, yeah, that myth got wrecked. Worldly Quran don't even match the text. Used to flex science, now you backing away, cause camel embryo facts don't hit the same today. Got the Islamic dilemma, you can't solve that. Every answer you give makes the problem snap back. Say the Bible's corrupt, but your own book cries. Bibles are Allah's words, they can't be revised. If Allah's words can't change, then your claims are fraud. You just argued yourself against the word of your God. Injil's secret book, that's your mystery prize, but the Quran said Christians should judge by it. Lies, then your crew pulled muted like it's just a game. Ruined the life and trashed a man's name. All that dawah talk, but when truth appears, you vanish from the chat like it hurt your ears. Without lies, Islam dies. Can't hide truth, can't spin those lies. Without lies, Islam dies. Dawah cries when the facts arise. Without lies, Islam dies. Can't hide truth, can't spin those lies. Without lies, Islam dies. Dawah cries when the facts arise. We follow Jesus better, sure in your dream. While cutting out his claims like you're cropping a meme. Crown off his head, toss his cross in the bin. The smile for the camera like you're still his kin. Jesus was a Muslim, cute little twist. Redefine the word so the facts don't exist. If labels could change what the records prove, if Pharaoh was a Yahweh fan, and Judas stayed true. Muhammad in the Song of Solomon, boy, you made your prophet a fruit. Snuggled up with Solomon and came the man of Ozu. Without lies, Islam dies. Can't hide truth, can't spin those lies. Without lies, Islam dies. Dawah cries when the facts arise. You preach perfect text, but the proof ain't there. Half wash, even your readers don't care. Call the Bible corrupt, but still quote it loud. Trying to find Muhammad just to please your crowd. Song of Solomon, yeah, that's a flesh effect. You just wrote your prophet in the Solomon's bed. Then the man of Al-Zu came riding through all night long, and you say that's true. Jesus was a Muslim, the word plays dead. By that logic, Pharaoh bowed his head. You twist, you spin, but you can't disguise that every dawah claim is built on lies. Without lies, without lies, without lies, without
Check. Can everybody hear me? Am I coming through? Excellent. I'm just assuming everything's working. Great. Welcome, everybody. I'm at my parents' house because they're out of town and their dogs are the worst. They can't be left alone or they tear the entire place up. So, yeah, when they're out of town, I have to come live here. It's awful. So, yeah, that's what's going on. You know how it is. How you doing today, Jerome?
I'm doing okay. Muhammad Mike, it's a pleasure to be here.
Mashallah. Yes. So,
Mashallah.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Jerome is a young apologist, up and coming. He is linked in the title, so make sure you subscribe to him. Check his stuff out. That would be super based if you did that. And we have an open line right now for any Muslims that want to call in and show us where Muhammad is in the Bible, because I don't understand why Muslims don't jump on this, man. Like I really don't. Like If they can show us that Muhammad is a true prophet in the Bible, they win. They'd
They
win
do.
everything. They
Hey,
win
look.
everything.
I don't know. I think to pick up on that, IP, I think one of the main reasons why is because there was an iteration in 2023, where I think around that time a new book was popularized, and it was Abraham Fulfilled. I think.
Such a stupid book.
And it was then that Muhammad in the Bible conversations really started to pick up some steam. And I think I found it to be the case that recently, or rather, this is a pattern that I see. It is that what Muslims will do is they will try to find a topic that they believe has been unresearched or unspecialized in by Christians in the popular apologetic community. And they will try and push that point as fast as they can because they know, or they suspect rather, that the Christians won't be able to catch up. But as soon as the Christians do catch up and then absolutely wipe the floor with everybody on this, they then immediately move on as if it never happened. So as soon as Christians just became more cognizant of Muhammad in the Bible, they're like, oh, no, I don't want to do it. So, yeah, I just find it a bit...
No, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
So you do some stuff on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
When was the last time someone brought up Daniel 2 to you?
A year and a half ago. A year and a half ago.
Yeah. I know that they when that Abraham Fulfilled book dropped, they started using Daniel like crazy. And then I had the debate with Libiano a couple months ago, and he was so sure. He's like, you can't refute Daniel, nothing. I just started going through a little bit of history of the Roman Empire. And immediately, what does he start saying? Why are you asking me? I'm not a historian. I can't answer these questions about history. You've been ranting about Daniel for over a year. You know nothing of the history of the Roman Empire. And I've noticed that they've not been using that argument as much as they were a year ago.
Well, it's because there's no utility in using it anymore. You know, like think about it. The point of, especially for Muslims, the point of making an argument or constructing an argument is specifically so that people can believe in Islam. So as soon as that util is gone, there's no reason to popularize the argument anymore. Now, maybe you might do a thing whereby you stop debating on Discord and you stop debating on Twitter. You move to TikTok, and maybe when TikTok doesn't work, you try to finally push it onto YouTube. And then you stop pushing it on YouTube and it goes back into WhatsApp, where all the aunties sort of stay and the uncles sort of stay, and they push it around the little masjids, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean that's a good way to put it. I mean that tends to be what we see constantly, is that anytime they get challenged and they realize their argument A doesn't work, or they feel they have to spend a lot of time defending the argument, they tend to drop it. So now weasel, Itachi. Itachi is the Japanese word for weasel. So I just like pointing that out. No real reason, but it's just important to point out that her name means weasel.
You know that's not her name, right?
I know it's not her real name. That's her online persona name.
No, that's not even her online name.
Oh, what do you mean?
Her name is Itachi Shorty.
Itachi Shorty.
Okay, let me write out. Hold on. Chat, I don't know if Michael knows what a shorty is.
Shorty?
Yes. Chat.
I know what a shorty is.
You know what a shorty is?
Yeah.
Okay, that's her name. That's her actual name.
All right.
You know
What does that change anything though?
So I think it changes the fact, because people called her Itachi, like the anime character, but she calls herself Itachi's wife.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Hold on. TikTok. Stupid thing. It's not picking up my mic for some reason on TikTok. Of course it's not. Let me see if I can get that picked up. I hate TikTok, man. I swear.
No, it's all good.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. Let's see. Test. No. Oh my gosh. TikTok is the absolute worst. I hate every time we have to use TikTok. It's always a pain. And I cannot even figure out where the mic settings are for some stupid reason. Why is my mic not picking up? I don't know. I'm going to restart the TikTok app because, man, I hate TikTok. Say something. Tell the TikTok audience I'm trying to fix my mic, but it's stupid.
TikTok audience, he's trying to fix his mic, but, it's stupid, so he can't really do it too well. So
yeah, primary microphone Oh, yeah, I know. Okay, this should do it. Okay, hold up. There we go. All
You
right,
got it?
TikTok. Now you can hear me. Now you can hear
Hey,
me. Oh,
nice.
Lord. I hate TikTok, man. I hate it. All right, I fixed it. Okay, TikTok, stop
So
whining.
good.
I got it. All right, so for those joining on TikTok, Muslims are welcome to call in on the StreamYard link and show us where Muhammad is in the Bible. So far, we don't have any in the queue. Sometimes they can be running a little late. But however, I just want everyone to know I made a post earlier and I said, let's just letting people know there are no places in the Bible that point to Muhammad being a true prophet. And of course, the moment I did this, they started showing me, no, there's places Muhammad's in the Bible, but they won't call in. What? Okay, come show us. Come make your case. Why are you guys afraid?
Wow.
This guy, for example, who's tried to desperately argue that Muhammad is in John 14 to 16, is just an absolute mess. He's conceded now that you know that channel, Many Prophets, One Message. What is it? Many Prophets, One Message.
Many Prophets, One Message. Yeah. Many
that guy.
Prophets, One Message. Yeah.
So he's conceded in his first video on John that no, the context doesn't point to being Muhammad. So you have to cherry pick out the parts that agree with Islam and then assume the rest was corrupted. Now in this latest video, he conceded that the word parakletos doesn't actually mean Muhammad anywhere ever. So he then, had to say that maybe John was doing something unique. So he's conceded the context of John doesn't point to that. The word itself doesn't point to that.
Right.
But what do Muslims say? You were destroyed when he conceded the entire argument. This is Islam, folks. This is Islam. So
This is Islam. And I think it's a shame as well because we do give them multiple opportunities to come up and, demonstrate whatever they like. And they never do.
Yeah. Well, let's see if Hamid has anything. Hamid, you came in twice.
Yeah, sorry, I left by do you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you just fine. Yep.
Yo, Sig, you remember me, man?
Yeah, you're gonna talk about Muhammad in the Bible, brother.
Oh no, I'm not. And Inspiring Philosophy, I met you last step.
Man.
Oh, but no, just real quick, Sig, come on. No, just 2 seconds. No, don't do this. Don't do this. This is
no.
So is that the only topic? That's the only topic.
That's the only topic.
Are you a Muslim? Are you a Muslim?
I am. I met you at the hotel in Dallas, if you remember. The guy with like the green Under Armour hoodie.
Oh yeah, I remember you. Yeah, how you been?
Yeah, we spoke. I'm good, thank you. How are you? You told me about how you believe that secularism is a logical outgrowth of the Bible, which I thought was crazy.
No, I mean, I think it's like I don't think it's a logical outgrowth. I think you may have misunderstood me. I think it's the redheaded stepchild of Christianity. That secularists take what they want and then run with it, and they try to divorce it from the Christian foundation, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, so secularism is based in Christianity. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, I wanted to get though because I don't know if you guys saw, like, you guys challenged Jake on the on 5 scholars that say on the Trinity is a forgery, and he did produce 5 scholars if we count by classical identity. So like, I don't know if you guys
remember. I didn't do that. I never said that.
Yeah, I never did that.
No, wait, Sig, you weren't there. It was Mike. It was you, Than, William Albrecht, and Nick.
Nick asked for 5 scholars that say that
yes,
the passage he brought up is a forgery.
Correct, and I have those names.
Okay, then take him to Nick.
Okay. Well, would you concede? Okay, so you don't. Would you concede that it's a forgery then, Mike?
It's a questionable passage. Yeah, I looked more into it after the stream, and it does seem that it's a questionable passage.
No, not questionable. It's spurious. You know what spurious means, right?
Yeah, spurious. Yeah, it's hard to trace back to Gregory the Wonder Worker. Yeah,
but it comes centuries after.
Yeah, it does seem like it's not the most reliable passage.
Okay, at least you're honest. I appreciate that. Sig, would you concede that as well?
It's not my concession to make.
No, but Sig, in your video, because I saw your video too, you included on the Trinity.
And all you did was to come up specifically for this point. That's all you wanted to come up for.
Correct. Yeah, right. Sig, I'm not.
So you didn't come up for the topic. You came up to specifically try and get a gotcha from Mike, Nick, and myself.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
Wait, Sig.
Can you be honest on that, please?
I am. I'm being very honest. I did not know that you guys had.
It's not to see clarification on that point, then.
Wait. I did not know you guys had a set topic.
Well, Hamid,
We
it's
clearly
literally in
did,
the
because
title.
that's the first thing
Dude,
I literally said to you.
I literally just clicked the video and I just came
Okay.
up. That's it.
Very
If you
convenient
don't,
how. So you click the video, right? You didn't see the
yeah,
thumbnail. You didn't see the
I didn't,
title. You didn't see the
dude, because
description. You didn't
wait,
see the
wait,
first 30 seconds of the video. Neither did you
yeah,
see any of us talk about this. But what you did come up for, what you
is
came up
this.
for, was your own
Yes,
thing. I hear it,
because
bro.
I
You're the
thought,
most honest guy I know. Genuinely, that's the most honest thing
Hamid,
you've said today.
Hamid,
what's
here's what
up?
I'll say. Again, after the stream, I looked more into it, and I do think, yeah, the passage does seem to not be the best one to go to. It seems to be kind of late, hard to trace back to the Wonder Worker.
Let me
Most of
ask
the
you. Let
time,
me ask you, Hamid.
hold up.
Uh,
Let me real quick. We spent most of the stream though talking more about confession of faith, which I do think
Right.
scholars dismiss for bad reasons. I
Parts of
think
it.
that goes back to the Wonder
No,
Worker.
well, parts of it they dismiss.
Hamid, can I ask you a question?
Doesn't change my point.
Yeah, Hamid,
Well,
how many? So you know about
yeah.
that. So when we talk about like works being authentic or works being spurious, we
Mhm.
usually have like an ecclesiastical era where the work is sort of accepted or rejected. Then we have the Baroque era when the printing press sort of comes around, and then we have a specific monograph that's made in the 20th century. What monograph was made in the 20th century that addressed on the Trinity?
Yeah, if you want, we can go to his name is, I think it's George Graf. He's the German scholar, and if you
And
watch
he
Jake's
made the
latest,
no, no, no,
one
no, no,
second,
no.
he
Did he
one
make a specific monograph for on the Trinity?
he has an entire thing on it, and if you watch the video, just pull up Jake's latest video,
I'm
and
not
you'll
gonna
see it
watch
there.
another person's video. So George Graf, okay, you're talking about the
Yeah.
German Orientalist, or are you talking about someone else?
No, he's a Catholic seminarian, if I'm not mistaken, a Catholic
So
academic.
there is a George Graf, you know, who was a German Orientalist. I have it pulled up here. Which book did he write that specifically focused on G's work?
If you want, I can put the screenshot in the chat. I can't put the screenshot in the chat. I have the thing in
Look,
front of me.
as far as I'm aware, and I've also consulted other academics on this, there isn't a big monograph that's been made on this. In fact, we don't know anything apart from just assuming the traditional thing for most of these kinds of people. But most of academia doesn't really care about this anyway until there's a further inquiry that might be made later. I believe there's one Francesco Celia who made a particular work on this in 2017, and then after updating his PhD thesis, he wrote a book in 2022. And he has his like final comments on it. After doing that, he believes that this can't be the case, but the reason he gives is because he believes the work is monophysite. Else from that, he didn't really care about it. There was a footnote, I believe it's chapter 5 in his PhD, footnote 18, that he does his thing. I made a comment on when he was doing it specifically because most scholars just think that the work is fine because they haven't finished the research on this yet.
What? Okay, can you give one scholar that thinks it's fine?
I don't think any scholar believes that this work has conclusively been shown that this is a forgery, apart from the research that's already been done classically.
There's five.
If you can show me,
There's
Very
five
little has been done on it.
if you can show
There's-
me a scholar that believes that all the recent work has been done on this, and there's a 20th century monograph that specifically dedicates its work to that, apart from Celia, then sure. But there isn't anyone apart from Celia. Francesco Celia is the most up to date on this.
Hamid,
So
question.
my claim still stands. Like, we usually just assume things until we believe that there's reason for it to be wrong. We usually in patristics don't assume the classical foundation for the CPG, but you didn't come up for Muhammad in the Bible. You came to try and get got from me and Nick, which is dishonest.
No, I came to get
Yes, you did.
a clarification. I came to see honesty on your behalf.
If you came for the clarification, I think you would have come for a clarification when the clarification could have been given. I think it's dishonest.
When would the clarification would be? Wait, dude. When would the clarification
when they have
be given?
a particular topic on the Trinity, or if you wanted to actually go to Nick. But the only reason you're here
Nick's
is
not
because
live
you
now.
want to advocate.
But it was
He will be
the
live
challenge.
today.
The challenge.
He'll
The
be
challenge.
live today. He
Okay,
can be
the
live on
challenge-
Saturday. He
the
can be live
challenge-
next Tuesday. Hell,
the
you could have even
challenge-
messaged him
the-
privately if you really wanted clarification. But you didn't want
The
clarification.
challenge was made
What you
on this
wanted was a
channel.
gotcha.
Sig, the challenge was made on this channel.
I'm not aware of that. And if the
Michael's
challenge is made
aware.
on this channel, it should be made
Michael
by the
was
person
aware.
that was on the channel here, which
Oh
was
my
Nick.
God, what
That's
kind
the
of-
principal person for this.
Dude, I got my clarification from you guys, and I appreciate
You
it.
got
That's all I'm
the
gonna say.
you got the
Hamid,
clarification.
I have a question. I got a quick question. Hamid. Okay, so I was honest
Yeah.
with you. Can you be honest with me? Do you think Muhammad's in the Bible?
I haven't read the Bible in detail too. Well, there's two things. One, I'm not in the business of telling Christians or Jews how they ought to interpret their scriptures. And I would appreciate it if Christians and Jews and atheists and secularists don't tell me how to interpret my scriptures. So like if you guys read it
No deal.
and oh wait, sorry, why no deal?
Because the Quran claims to
What
be
it
clear, fully detailed, and
yeah, and it's
all the verses are
Arabic.
respected.
Right. And
So then
like I don't know what
it
your
should be clear to everybody.
right, but like what's your theory of language? Because like I just believe that words carry meaning insofar as the author of those words
I'll
intends
be
those
honest.
words.
I'm not good on philosophy of language, and I go back and forth on that 1,000 times. But anyway, if you're not
Okay,
going to talk about Muhammad
so
and the
you
Bible,
don't
we appreciate you coming. We're going to move on to some other guests now. But thanks for coming, Hubbard. Good to hear from you again. But I would like to get to the topic.
Hello.
Austria, are you there?
Yes,
How you doing today?
I'm fine.
Have you called in before? You sound familiar.
Yeah.
Awesome. Welcome back.
Changed my laptop. You know the barber thing, the barber noise.
Yeah, sounds much better.
Changed the
Awesome. So,
laptop.
what's up?
I changed the laptop. So
Sounds much better, for sure. So do you want to show us where Muhammad is in the Bible? We'll go to any passage you want.
I would like to go to Psalm 72 to 74, from 72 to 74.
All right, Psalm
Can you read?
72.
To 74.
Okay. Give the king your justice, O God, and your righteousness to your royal son. May he judge your people with righteousness and your poor with justice. Let the mountains bear prosperity for your people and the hills in righteousness. May he defend the cause of the poor of the people, give deliverance to the children of the needy, and crush the oppressor. How much more did you want me to read?
Can you read the rest of it? We can later on move on to 70. It's not that long, I guess.
It's
I mean,
20 verses. What verses do you want to go to?
I'm not sure. May he? From 8.
Oh, from 8? Okay. I'll just do there. May he have dominion from sea to sea and from river to the ends of the earth. May desert tribes bow down before him and his enemies lick the dust. May the kings of Tarshish and of the coastlands render him tribute. May the kings of Sheba and Seba bring gifts. May all the kings fall down before him. All nations serve him. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's Muhammad?
You know, here from the verse 8, where it states that his dominion will be from sea to sea and from river to the ends of the earth. I don't think so any prophet other than Prophet Muhammad fulfilled it. And if we move on, may desert tribes bow before him, and his enemies shall lick the dust. You know, all the desert tribes, they were all different. Banu Hashim and Banu this and that. Prophet Muhammad was the very first one to unite them. Next thing, that his enemies shall lick the dust. If you take this verse literally, there is a lot of hadith, specifically, in a fight where Prophet Muhammad took a fist, of dirt, threw it on his enemies, and all of them got enemy mud in their, mouth. The
Austria.
next thing,
We have
the
a problem already here. You've
yeah.
not established that this is talking about a prophet. Never does it say that anywhere.
This is about a prophecy being, done by David. From the start,
So
yeah.
it's about David.
Psalms does contain a lot of prophetic, warnings and stuff.
But
That's
where
true.
does it say this is about some future prophet? It says it's about a king.
Yeah, that I think is, in a lot of commentaries, it is described as it is being talked about a future king type,
A
not direct.
Messiah.
Yeah, kind of.
Could you scroll to the very first verse?
Sure.
Okay.
Who's the name of the person here?
Give the king your justice, O God,
Mm-hmm.
and your righteousness to my royal son. May he
Okay.
judge your people with righteousness and your poor with justice.
Justice. Okay, so to look at that now, apparently the king here is a royal son
Yeah,
of God.
not God.
Give the king your justice, O God, and your righteousness to the royal son.
Yep.
So this would be the royal son of the king, right?
Not they. Here it says.
Let's even say that this is an even God. Let's say that the son is not even a son of God. Let's say it's the king's son, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did Muhammad have any kids?
I mean, all of them died except for one.
But he's supposed to give righteousness to his kid. The kid is supposed to be the successor to this. So clearly, this is not talking about this future event, principally speaking. It's first of all talking about King David's lineage and the fact that
Yeah.
King David's son, Solomon, will be, it seems to be here, that he's going to be preserved in his years.
If it is talking about the lineage of King David, none of
Is
the
Muhammad
prophecies.
of the lineage of King David?
No.
So then how can Muhammad qualify?
If any, read entire from 8 to 12, any prophecies that have been talked about is fulfilled none other than Prophet Muhammad.
The problem is,
None.
one of the prophecies is that he has to be a king and have a kid. And the kid is supposed to carry on his progeny. Now, I can say that this is going to be about David to King Solomon, and then I can say this is about the Davidic line to Christ the Messiah, because he's the son of David, because he's from the root of Jesse. So I could do
So
that.
why isn't there any person that fulfills the prophecies?
I just gave you one, Jesus Christ.
No, you got to read from 8 to 12.
Well, 8 to 12 says he shall have this dominion, meaning this is going to be something that will take place in the future. This is
Yeah, so
something that's
Prophet
going to
Muhammad-
happen in the future. So Jesus hasn't been disqualified from this. It's just something he might do later on.
No, may the kings of Tarshish and of coastlands render him tribute. The
Yeah.
Where's
Tarshish,
Tarshish?
I reckon it is, Spain or something. When I googled it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure
Now-
about it, but it is some lower area of.
Now,
So if it's
go ahead.
gone.
Go
And
ahead, say you got it.
So
You
let's
gotta
say it's
Mike-
Tarshish. Let's
Mike-
say it's Spain, right?
Let
Let's say
Mike
it's the
double
Spanish
check.
kings. That's good. That's a good interpretation. But remember, you said, well, we are both basically working on this maxim that if Muhammad fails in any of the criteria that we need, it can't be about him. One of the
Yes.
things that he needs to do is be the king or be the son of a king, right? And then have a kid that
Prophet-
goes on to have his progeny. And he has to be from the line of David.
Prophet Muhammad was indeed a son of a tribal leader, sort of a king, the grandson.
Sort of.
Okay? Mike, don't laugh.
Okay. And this
Grandson.
king, is that from the line of David?
No.
So then he's disqualified.
Okay, can you roll back to verse
Verse
1?
1 specifically says, "Give the king your judgments, O God, and your righteousness to the royal son." So who is the king in this passage?
Neither knows, neither one of us.
It literally
So-
says,
It specifically is a psalm of Solomon that we know of. So the king would either be David or Solomon.
Even
Okay?
if it says of Solomon or for Solomon, there are a lot of prophecies. Some of them were even claimed by Jesus himself.
Okay. The
Psalms does
point
contain
being,
a lot of
the
prophecies.
the point being, the very first thing he needs to be is be part of this line, at the very least.
yeah, doesn't work, man.
May
So,
the king
Unless you
be-
can give me a family tree where Muhammad is somehow part Israelite and Ishmaelite at the same time, but
he
you know.
cannot be an Ishmaelite and Israelite at the same times.
yeah,
And
it
you
says
write
that he's going to be a king,
royal son.
right?
If-
It says that he's
where
going to
does
be a
it says
king
that he
specifically.
needs? Where does it says that he needs to be from the lineage of David?
Because the person that wrote this specifically is David, the son of Jesse, in verse 20. The prayers of the son of Jesse are ended. So this is David, who would be the king, or even Solomon. Either way, it has to be him and then someone that comes from his line. The royal son refers to the Messiah that's going to come from David's line.
So why doesn't the royal son Jesus fulfill these prophecies?
Well, he has fulfilled some, and he will fulfill more in
still
different
is.
psalms.
So-
So
so
Christ
if-
is still alive, and you believe Christ is still alive, right? Jesus is still alive?
Yes.
So he's still alive, so he's still able to fulfill the prophecies because he hasn't died yet, even by your lights.
So how is he going to unite the desert tribes?
In any way he sees fit. When he comes, I'm sure he'll know what to do.
I'm not really sure that anyone else has united the desert tribes and will, because the desert tribes are already united as of now. The Saudis, I guess.
I think, okay, again, I think the unification would be the entire world. Because in verse 11 it says, all kings have to fall down before him and every nation has to serve him.
Yeah.
Did every
Notice,
nation serve Muhammad?
yeah, notice this, what it's saying. It says, to the ends of the earth, all kings fall down. Has that happened? Did that happen for Muhammad?
No.
Okay, so then
Extent.
notice this section, 8 to 11, he can't fulfill it.
Okay. So who can fulfill it?
Anyone that's
Jesus.
still alive. So Jesus.
Jesus. So may the kings of Sheba and Seba bring gifts. What about this one? How can Jesus fulfill this?
Any ruler or dignitary that basically owns that territory can do it. But the point is Muhammad can't. Remember, I'm not talking about whether Jesus is in the Bible. We're talking about whether Muhammad is. Jesus is clearly in
Yeah.
the Bible. But this is about Muhammad. So Muhammad needs to have all four corners of the planet. He never did.
Metaphorically, you can interpret this.
How? And how do you know
Yeah.
when to interpret these things literally and these things metaphorically? What's the metaphor for taking over the entire planet?
Okay, I'm not really sure about this one, but I think this might get a bit more easy because in Psalm 74 there is another prophecy which cannot and has never ever been fulfilled by anyone except for Prophet Muhammad.
Well,
Okay, so
it's the same person.
Before we move to Psalm 74, you would agree in Psalm 72, Muhammad doesn't fulfill this because there's so many things left
I would
unfulfilled.
have to. I'm gonna agree that even if Prophet Muhammad is not fulfilling these prophecies, neither anyone else has. And Prophet Jesus, fulfilling these prophecies when he comes back to earth is just 1 in 100 probability.
Okay. Well, notice also that it says, "May the kings of Tarshish and up the coast." Like these are requests. These are not things that they're saying they're necessarily going to happen. So this needs to even be justified that it is in of itself a
This-
prophecy. Because you can
this
say
is-
things like, "May the entire earth bow down to King David and his son Solomon." That doesn't mean that you're prophesying that's going to happen. You're just saying you want these things to happen. So the psalmist isn't saying this is a prophecy.
even
This is in prophetic perfect tense. In Bible Old Testament, when there is a prophecy, mainly it is used in a special tense that is only reserved for prophecies in the Old Testament.
Okay, so
Not
even
everything
if
in
that is
perfect
the-
tense is a prophecy.
even if that was the case that this is a prophecy, one of the criteria that you need, number one, is that you need to be of this line, which Muhammad's not. That's the final end of it. He needs to be
Yeah.
part of this line, otherwise he's not. I can say that Solomon has more wherewithal to fulfill this prophecy because there's a verse in the Bible where it says that Solomon had rest of all the kings of the earth. So he has way more possibility to fulfill the present tense fulfillment of this, which is true. But then the Messiah would be the person that fulfills this later on when all the tribes of the world will come to him at his feet, which is shown in the book of Revelation, or rather in the book of Philippians, where every knee will bow.
Yeah, but when will he receive gifts from Sheba? Prophet
When
Muhammad did.
I think the gifts of Sheba would be their worship and obedience. I think that's the greatest gift anyone can give to someone. And so I think that will happen when Christ comes back, which we both believe is a theological certainty. We both believe he will come back, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not a probability, it's a certainty. It will happen. Jesus will come back. And because Jesus will come back, then he will 100% have the opportunity to fulfill all of these prophecies. So we should wait and see.
Okay, can you move on to Psalm 74? I'm not sure about this verse.
Okay, so before we do that, number one, we're not sure about Psalm 72. Can we agree that Muhammad does
Yes.
not seem to be in Psalm 72?
I'm not. Yeah,
Okay.
we're not sure. We both of us are not sure. Okay.
Well, no, I'm sure it's not about Muhammad. He doesn't fulfill the
Yeah.
criteria. You're not sure.
And what you're doing is you're gambling with the odds that when Jesus comes back 1 in 100 probability that he fulfills these prophecies.
It's not a 1 in 100 probability. He either does it or he doesn't. And who's going to stop
Yeah.
him from doing it?
I mean, I'm still not even convinced that Psalm 72 is necessarily a prophecy.
I think
Like
that
just It could be, but it necessarily no, it is not.
I think that the reason why is because it says, for example, in verse 15, he shall live, the gold of Sheba will be given to him, prayer will be made for him, and daily he will be praised. There will be an abundance of grain on the earth on top of the mountains, its fruit shall wave like Lebanon, and those of the cities shall flourish like this. His name shall, but this is the thing, his name shall endure forever. His name shall continue to be as long as the sun, and men shall be blessed in him. Muhammad doesn't bless people in this way. All nations shall call him blessed. Every single nation. I'm pretty sure the Vatican, for example, Vatican City, does not call Muhammad blessed. Neither does Mount Athos, which is another nation. It doesn't call him blessed either. So if we took this
And,
prophecy literally,
you know,
every nation on the planet has to call him blessed. I know a couple nations that don't call him blessed.
all nations, even if Jesus comes back, I don't think so. Every single nation would
Yeah, they will.
respect.
I mean, yeah, when Jesus
Yeah, they will.
returns, that's the end. That's it.
When
All
he comes
nations will
back, it
bow
will
to
be a
him.
great and terrible day. And yes, they will respect him. You know the cool thing about this verse, though? It means that we know that if we take this literally, it can't be Muhammad. All I need is to show one nation or sovereign state that does not call Muhammad blessed in this way. Mount Athos. Mount Athos does not call Muhammad blessed.
All nations does not mean all nations.
All does not mean all.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All
Let's go
right.
to verse 74, man. That's great.
All right. What in Psalm 74 do you think points to Muhammad? Because Psalm 72 clearly doesn't.
Psalm 74 is from the perspective of a righteous man who is almost slipped in faith. He became absolutely saddened to see what is going around him. So when he enters the holy temple, he feels everything around him feel a bit right. Can you scroll down a bit? Wait, hold on. Wait. No, a bit more. Yeah. So can you read from 12 to 15?
Yeah, God, my King, is from old working salvation in the midst of the earth. You divided the sea by your might. You broke the head of the sea monsters on the water. You crushed the head of Leviathan. You gave him as food for the creatures of the wilderness. You split open springs and brooks. You dried up ever-flowing streams. Yours is the day, yours also the night. You've
Yeah,
established the heavenly light and the sun. What on earth is
you,
pointing to Muhammad here?
yeah, yeah. So the place where it say you gave him as food for the creatures of wilderness, it can also be translated as you gave him as food for the people of the desert. And you agree that when it says you divided the sea by your might, you broke the heads of the sea monster, is it referring to God's things that he did?
This is a this is
Miracles.
a this is a creation account. It's
Yeah,
a
this is God doing
metaphorical
it.
creation
It
account. Yeah,
says, God my King is from of old, working salvation in the midst of the earth. God divides the sea. God crushes the head of Leviathan. God splits open springs and brooks. God's is the day. God's is also the night. God dries up ever-flowing streams. God fixed all the boundaries of the earth. God establishes the heavenly lights of the sun.
So
God
why
gives
is
God gives people as food for the creatures of the wilderness. So where's Muhammad in here?
you know that you crushed the heads of the Leviathan, you gave him as food for the creatures of for the people of the desert.
Yeah,
This,
who?
if Prophet Muhammad did.
No. It says
And
you
Sahih
crushed the
Bukhari,
heads of the Leviathan. Who's the you?
God.
Okay. You gave him as food. Who's that you?
Uh, God,
Good. You gave him. Who's the him?
um, the people of the desert, or the
No.
creatures of,
The creatures of the wilderness are the creatures of the wilderness. This is basic English.
you
God
gave.
gives something as food. The something is the Leviathan, because he crushes the heads of the Leviathan and then gives the Leviathan as food for the people to eat.
Yeah.
And it's not people, it's just creatures of the wilderness, so like animals.
No, there's a second translation of it. I don't know which version of Bible it is, but
Okay.
give him as food to the people of the desert.
Okay, let's say that I accept that it's giving it to the people. It's not too much of a concession, in my opinion. It's not even too much of a granting. The problem is, again, the problem that you have is you need to show that the him is Muhammad. It's not. It's Leviathan. So where's Muhammad here? Show
You
me.
split. You crushed the heads of the Leviathan. You gave him as food to the people of the desert.
That's all God.
This is a fulfillment of a miracle, I believe, which is in Sahih Bukhari 1935a.
Okay, but remember, this is all God. So every time you see the word God, every time you see the word you, say God. So I'm going to read it. Every time I say it comes to the word you, say the word God. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, yet
God,
God my King is from old, working salvation in the midst of the earth,
God divided the
divided the
sea
sea by
by
your might,
God broke
broke
the
the
heads
heads of
of
the sea monsters on the waters,
you. God crushed the
crushed
heads
the
of
heads of Leviathan, and again,
God gave him as food for the people of the desert. I'm gonna stick with the second
that's fine.
translation.
Next one.
Yeah, God dried up ever-flowing streams.
Mm-hmm.
God is the day. God's also the night.
Mm-hmm.
You have established God has established the heavenly lights and the sun.
Right.
God has fixed all the boundaries of the earth. God has made summer and winter.
That makes sense, right? This is all God doing stuff. That
Yep.
makes
Yeah.
sense,
So
right?
when the Leviathan was given by as food, Prophet Muhammad claimed that that food is given by God. In that hadith, he claims that.
He claims that he actually took a Leviathan and fed it to people.
He did not took it, but his Sahaba, they found it. They was sent on an expedition. They
Wait,
came back and they told the Prophet
No,
about
he
it.
has.
wait,
Remember, he has to
wait,
crush the
wait.
head and then give the food.
You think
This is
Muslims found Leviathan?
uh, what
What is Leviathan?
Leviathan. It is in Psalms 102. Leviathan is described as playful and cheerful.
What
So
is it?
It's a-
a monster, sea monster or something.
So you
Yes,
think Muslims found a sea monster?
in the desert.
A sperm whale.
They found a sperm whale in the desert.
Not
Genuinely, your top 5 human beings of all time. Genuinely, your top 5 human beings of all time. You believe that
do I take
the
that
the
as a
the Ummah
compliment?
just found a huge sea monster in the middle of the desert, where not
Not
a
in the
drop of
middle of the
water remained.
desert. They were sent on an expedition where they
Where?
found.
No, where?
I'm
To the
not
sea.
sure in the hadith.
In the
It's
hadith, it needs to be
my
to the sea because Leviathan is in the sea. Leviathan's
no.
huge.
And also,
Yeah,
notice it says that you crush the heads of Leviathan, plural.
Like a hydra, yeah.
Yeah.
So that means they basically this is Muslimic mythology. You legit believe that Muhammad's companions found a hydra, killed the hydra,
whale.
took the heads of the hydra to Muhammad through
Not
the desert, and it didn't dry up. Muhammad got the heads of the hydra, crushed the heads, said this is fulfilling the prophecy of Allah Azza wa Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then gave it to you. Is that
The thing that
plot
happened is
synopsis?
that they were completely hungry. They didn't have anything to eat. They ate
So they
raw.
decided to find a massive sea monster in the
They did
sea
not decide.
where they would have to travel hundreds of miles to the coast. And that's not even just to the coast. So they can find a 9-headed sea monster, crush the head of the sea monster, eat it, then attribute it to Muhammad because Muhammad wasn't there. And then say, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And that was it. Salawat. Like, that's that. Does that make sense to you? Genuinely.
They found the whale. They had nothing to eat. They ate on the whale for days until they became bulky. There was still some meat left,
Where,
so they went back to Prophet Muhammad, gave him the wheat, and Prophet Muhammad claimed that this was God's, given meat to them because they were
yeah, but like,
starving.
where's the sea monster? Where's the 9-headed Hydra guy? Like, I want to see them crush head.
Yeah.
Because that's what it said. It said they crushed their head.
Psalms 102 says that
No,
this
Psalm 74,
Leviathan-
where it says that they crushed the Leviathan head. You know, the big sea monster, the Hydra in the sea. Now, I didn't know that Muhammad was the Winter Soldier. I didn't know that Muhammad was Captain America. I didn't know he was Tony Stark, that he built a suit of iron in a cave with a bunch of scraps. And he somehow found this wicked sea monster, gripped it by the throat, crushed it, and then fed it to people. Yo, this might be the greatest man of all time.
Yeah.
This sounds like if you put John Jones and Mighty Mouse together and just said, have at thee, okay? Where do you find this manner of man? Please.
Can you tell anyone other than Prophet Muhammad who fulfilled the prophecies in 72?
I don't know any person that is strong enough to attack a Hydra, kill the Hydra, and then feed it to people. I promise you, there's no man that fulfills this, bro. Wallah.
No.
The Leviathan being talked about here is a playful Leviathan according to Psalms 102.
Okay. Is it a play? What kind of animal is it? What kind of animal is it?
Yeah, it's definitely not a watery chaos.
Is it small? Is it small?
No. A whale
Okay,
is
so
a
it's big.
small-
Okay, so
whale
it's
is
big.
small.
Huh?
Here's the oh, sorry. This is the difference between you and I. You're arguing this is a literal Hydra-like creature on the earth. The Bible teaches Leviathan is the personification of watery chaos. It's like saying Mother Nature. We don't think there's a woman walking around in the forest. We're talking about the personification of nature. Likewise, the ancient Hebrews personified watery chaos as Leviathan.
Let
That's
me
all it
even.
is.
So that's the very good scholarly interpretation of that. Okay, and IP is very very scholarly. Now I'm not scholarly. Okay, I'm not an academic. Just share your screen, IP, please. Just share the screen. This is the thing, and before you do it, this is, in fact, you've done it. This is what they're saying that they found in the desert in the middle of July, and somehow Muhammad got this Hydra, grips the Hydra by the throat, crushed his head, killed it, took the remains, and then fed it to people. This is the reality. Wallahi azim, this is nuts.
You know what you're doing right now is some verses are taken literally and some verses are taken metaphorically.
What is the metaphor for the Hydra? Because wallahi billahi talai uqsam billahi, you came here and you said Muhammad crushed things. That's what you said. You said Muhammad came and he crushed stuff. I just want to know, what is he crushing? Pause.
Psalm 72, you took that as the metaphorical, some parts of it, some parts were taken literal.
There was no, I never did a metaphor. Wallahi, you need to look at some of the verses that you're doing and you need to have sense. Are you telling me that you went to Abraham Fulfilled by Zakir and Hussein and he told you that he's wrestling hydras? Is that what they're saying?
I haven't read that book.
Okay,
No,
thank the
dude.
Lord.
Not
I
worth
don't
your
even
time.
think Zakir would ever
I
look at this
swear to
verse
God,
and say that, brother. Just don't speak. Just take this in. Look at this. This is the guy. This is the guy. This is the Linnaean Hydra. This is what the man them are fighting, bro. You understand? So
Yeah.
I don't really understand how you genuinely looked at this and thought, yeah, man, I'm a find this in Arabia. That's what you've said.
Psalms 102, Psalm 104.
Look, if
verse
I don't care if the
25 to
Hydra smiles, bro. You said that Muhammad killed it. I
Hydra
genuinely.
is playful. The Hydra is playful.
Okay, so you can play with his heads, bro. Wow, so crazy. But he killed it though. You're saying that Muhammad, bro, you're saying Muhammad had the power of Bucky Barnes and somehow ran up on this guy, chefed him by himself, crushed the heads, and then gave the
Hello?
as food. He doesn't even know if
Hello?
it's edible. He just did it anyway. This is the part where you
religion?
say something. This is the part where you say something. You can't go mute on us like that, brother. Please.
I think we lost him.
Oh man.
I don't know.
Guys,
He's still
spam
there?
Hell Hydra in the chat. Spam Hell
got-
Hydra in the
Hello?
chat, guys.
Yeah, we hear you, man. You there?
Yeah. My internet just went crazy for a second.
Okay.
Okay. Now, just to be clear, you think Muhammad killed a Leviathan? That's what you're arguing.
No.
Okay. What are you arguing then? Clarify your argument.
You've confused me myself. I mean, imagining him in a Captain America suit.
So Wallah, even you're confused yourself. Wallah, what are we doing, bro? Bro, even you're confused. I'm confused. IP is confused, and he's the Muhammad. I'm confused. Michael's confused. The chat is confused. You're confused. Even Allah Azza wa Jal is confused. Wallah, we don't know what we're doing, bro. Please move to some. Let's go to Deuteronomy 18. Maybe that one will. That's easy.
Do you have another one? Because Muhammad is not in any of these passages you brought up. Do you have any?
Muhammad's not out here shanking hydras, bro.
At this point, I think I'm not having a debate with you. I'm just having a question and you answer or something.
Look, here's the thing.
I wanna ask another question. If
go ahead, bro.
When the Israel priests and stuff, they came to John the Baptist and asked him about, are you Elijah? Are you the prophet? Yeah.
Let's pull it up.
So
John chapter 1, yeah. Hang on.
Wherever it is.
Yeah, John chapter 1. Let's just go to it and I'll read it for you. Okay, so.
It's dumb.
All right, so they said, and this is the testimony of John. When the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, "Who are you?" he confessed and did not deny, but confessed, "I am not the Christ." And they asked him, "What then? Are you Elijah?" He said, "I am not." "Are you the prophet?" He answered, "No." And they said, "Who are you? We need to give an answer to those who sent us." So, what about this?
Who is the prophet being referred to here? And this is not about Jesus, because when asked, "Are you the Christ?" he denied it. So that means that, "Are you the prophet?" completely different question. This
Let me ask you something. Who is asking these questions?
The Jews scholars, were they waiting for the Moses-like prophet?
Are these people the good guys of the story?
I don't think so.
Right. They're the bad guys. Now, if you go down here, if you go down further, now the disciples are different. The disciples actually followed Jesus. Here's what they say. The next day, Jesus decided to go to Galilee. He found Philip and said to him, "Follow me." Now, Philip went from Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Okay? Let me see here. Did I go to the wrong passage? Hold on, let me make sure I'm in the right one. It might be the prior one. No, I'm in the right one. Okay, yeah. Philip found Nathanael and said to him, "We have found him of whom Moses and the law and the prophets wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the sons of Joseph." So they identified Jesus as the one that Moses wrote about, aka
didn't Moses write about the Messiah?
Hello? Say that again.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Say it.
Didn't Moses write about the Messiah? And why do the Jews completely identify Christ different from the prophet and Elijah different from both of those?
So can I ask you a question? So you think that this place, John chapter 1, genuinely prophesies Muhammad, yeah?
No, this does not directly prophesize Prophet Muhammad, but this.
Do you think it mentions him at all? Like this is referring to him at all?
This might indicate that the Jews were still waiting for a prophet that was apart from the Christ, that was apart from the Elijah, peace be upon him.
The problem is you're going to the chief priests, the people that denied Jesus, the people who got the scriptures wrong. That's what happens throughout the Gospel of John. These same people keep getting the scriptures wrong, and that's why they fail to see Jesus. That's the whole point. So over and over again, they point out over and over again that no, you keep getting the scriptures wrong. So citing them and their understanding the scriptures is the exact problem. And let me just show you. I have slides that I have on this very topic here. If you go through this over and over again, so over and over again, they identify Jesus as the prophet. John 6:14. This is indeed the prophet who's come into the world. This is really the prophet, John 7:40. And John 5:46, he says, "If you believe Moses, you believe me, for he wrote about me." Okay, John 12:49 to 50. Okay, then we see Jesus start alluding to Deuteronomy 18:18 about about God putting his words in the mouth of the prophet. Jesus says, "That's me." He keeps alluding to it in John 7, John 8, John 15, John 17, over and over again. And by the way, in the book of Acts, Peter says that the prophet is Jesus. So over and over again, the prophet is identified as Jesus.
So, can you agree that the Jews were still expecting a prophet that was different from the Christ?
So here's the thing.
Yes or no?
No. Because here's the thing. When you talk about a prophet, right? They're linking it to Deuteronomy 18:18. I got my little whiteboard here. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Wanna have some fun? No, walk with me. Okay? So Deuteronomy 18:18 starts like this, okay? In Deuteronomy 18:18, what you have is a specific claim about prophethood. The Israelites at that particular time looked at all the nations around them and they were trying to consult after spiritual realities. Does that make sense? If you want to get spiritual information, you could go to a witch, right? You could go to a soothsayer. You understand, right? You go to any of these people and you could just consult the dead. You know, you could like disturb their rest, right? You can consult the dead who are still in Hades. You could do that. God said, don't do this. This is bad. I hate this. Instead, God will give you a prophet. Listen to him. So, rather than going to witch doctors, soothsayers, and consulting the dead, go to the prophet. Okay? And so, this is the start of basically a line or chain of prophets all the way through the history of the Israelite people. So you have Moses, and then after Moses, you have Joshua, and so on and so on and so on and so on and so on. It's just the list of prophets that will always be in the generation of the Israelite people. Make sense?
Yeah.
After Malachi, prophecy basically ceases. Does that make sense?
According to Jews.
According to Jews, prophecy ceases. So when the Jews see John the Baptist doing cool stuff, and they see John the Baptist doing cool things, they want to ask him, wait, are you the Messiah? John says no, because he's not. Are you Elijah? And Elijah's the person that's supposed to herald the Messiah. Make sense?
I know.
But then they say...
half Elijah, according to Jesus.
Right. But whatever that means. But then they say, are you the prophet? But then they say, are you the prophet? Now, the prophet is not referring to some mystical prophet of the future. They're thinking, oh, God's finally shown mercy to us and's given us another one of these.
Yeah, so why doesn't it say, are you a prophet? It rather says, are you the prophet?
Because you're going to be the prophet that the people will listen to rather than going to witches, soothsayers, and consulting the dead.
Are you the prophet? The is especially...
Yeah, are you the prophet like Moses that we as a people are supposed to have? Are you that specific prophet? So this guy.
Like Moses.
Are you this guy?
John denied all three of them. So
because he was not sent merely for the Israelite people anymore. That's true. He was sent to draw the whole world into repentance and to cover the whole world and to prepare for the advent of the Messiah. The prophetic advent of the Messiah, when he's gonna come and do his
John the Baptist didn't know that Messiah and Elijah and prophet, these three are different things. And if you believe that Messiah and the prophet are one thing, why not Jesus also fulfills the
I believe the person is one. I believe the person has all three offices. The person, the office of. I mean, hey, if you want to go with two right hands, we can. Do you want to go with two right hands? Because I'm gonna ask you a question on the right hands, and I don't think you'll be able to answer it.
Okay.
Okay.
Not a scholar, by the way.
That's fine. This question's simple. If Allah slapped you with his right hand, which right hand did he use?
What?
There you go. So, the office of being a Messiah is one thing. The office of being a prophet is another thing. One person can have multiple offices, the same way that David was a king and a prophet at the same time. Same thing for Christ. Same thing for John. So different people can have multiple offices at the exact same time. And that's just what happened with John the Baptist. It's what happened with Christ. And in Christ's case, he wasn't just the Messiah. He was that prophet that God gave for the Israelites, but they rejected him the same way they rejected Elijah. And he can be the Messiah. And he can be the great high priest. And he can be the wisdom and power of God. Right?
So if I ask Mike about three distinctive personalities and he denies all three of them, if I ask him, are you David Wood? He says no. Are you Avery, whatever is his name? He denies it. And I ask him the third time another person and he denies it. Does this mean that these three are different, or these three can have the same characteristics in one person?
It means that the offices are different, but a person can have more than one of those things. For example, was David a king?
Yeah.
Was he a prophet?
Yeah, but it is distinguished in the scripture.
Yeah, being a prophet and being a king aren't the same thing, right?
No, if in the Bible, David was asked, "Are you a prophet?" He denies it, and
David's a prophet.
for instance, he is a prophet. I believe him, Dawood alayhi salam. So if you deny that you're not this and not that, those two things cannot be together.
No, it means that those two things don't mean the same thing. What it means to be a king is not the same thing of what it means to be a prophet.
Yeah.
Because you could be one
So,
without the other. For example, King Ahab was just a king. He wasn't a prophet. David was both. Nathan wasn't a king, but he was a prophet. Okay?
again-
It's like a Venn diagram, okay? Do you know what a Venn diagram is?
yes,
Okay, so you can just do a Venn diagram with all these different offices, brother.
but I failed in my math exam.
Yeah. And for Christ,
Okay.
right, this is
Okay.
Christ, as you can see in John chapter 6, verse 14. He is the prophet that's going to come into the world. He's the prophet to come into the world. That isn't just the person that is like Moses in the line, in that chain of prophets, but he's also the quintessential prophet, the person that actually, not the quintessential, the apex prophet. He's the prophet that actually is the archetype for what all other prophets should be like.
So the prophet needs to be like Moses. So did Jesus bring any law into the world?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Yes.
curious. I'm
Yes, he
curious.
did.
Yeah.
Go
yeah,
to
let me
Acts
tell you.
chapter. Yeah, go on. I like that.
Was-
I want to use this angle. Go to Acts chapter 1.
Hmm.
And we're just going to read verses 1 and 2, and let's see if you catch it. I can share my
Right.
screen if you want, if it's easier for you.
I
But
got
it's
it.
fine,
Acts
he's done
chapter
it.
1. Yeah, there we go.
Thank you. Austrio, go ahead and read, brother.
In the first book of Theophilus, who is this Theophilus?
Theophilus. That's the guy that
Theo-
Luke is writing to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Letter to. Okay. I have
Mhm.
dealt with all that Jesus began to do and teach until the day when he was taken up, after he had given commands through the Holy Spirit to the apostles whom he had chosen. He
After you'd given
presented
what? Whoa. After you'd given what?
commands. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. He gave commands. He gave the new covenant, and the new covenant had laws in it.
Moses was given a law to himself, and to be the prophet like Moses, you have to be given a law by yourself. Does this mean that if
What?
Paul was given the law by Holy Spirit, does this mean that he is also related to Moses somehow, somewhat, and he is the prophet?
Well, Paul
Paul?
never claims to be a prophet, so
Yeah,
that
I don't know what
disqualifies him.
I don't know what Paul has anything to
He-
do with what we're
Moses
talking
and
about
God.
here.
I'm giving an example.
Yeah, I understand, but the
Okay.
problem that we have is let's just focus, right? When it
Yeah.
comes to the prophets, you said a prophet has to bring like a law or a commandment. I've shown you a
Yeah.
prophet that brought a law, and I've shown you that Christ is the prophet like Moses because he brings his own commandment. I can go even stronger, and I can show you where Christ says, "My new commandment is that you should love one another as I have loved you," or where Christ literally institutes the Lord's Supper and says, "This is the blood of my new covenant," right? This is my blood of the new covenant, which is shed for you, which I think is what IP wanted to bring. So Christ brings a whole new covenant, an agreement between God and man, replete with laws, a system of living, a Sharia, right? A covenant is a Sharia, the agreement between God and the people, right?
Yeah.
So Christ bringing a new covenant brings a Sharia, just like Moses.
Yeah, so a law is given to the prophet if Jesus was in his lifetime, in his human form, for instance.
Mhm.
In his human form, he can be the prophet. But after he has, his resurrection and stuff, you believe in that. After that, he is the fully powerful God, right? So, in that
Mhm.
case, he cannot be the prophet because he has not bring the law.
He brought a law. He brought precepts.
brought
That's
the
what he
law.
did. Yes, he
He
did.
brought the law after his fulfillment of the role of a prophet.
No, Christ still remains a prophet,
After his
even
death.
in his resurrected state. He doesn't stop being part of the line of the prophets that came after his resurrected state.
So, even if Jesus is alive today as God, is he still a God and a prophet at the same time?
Because a prophet is just somebody that has revelation from God and then brings that revelation to people. And the point of Christ is he can take revelation from the Father and communicate it by his Holy Spirit to people. No problem.
I don't think so. This can be trusted in a way that Moses was given the law.
Christ was also the end of the law for all who believe, and Christ himself
If,
gave precepts to his
if
prophet,
Jesus
to his
himself,
apostles.
even if Jesus himself bring the law, you would have trusted it more rather than people coming later and saying that a Holy Spirit has, talked
Yeah, I
to
trust Christ because he resurrected himself. That's why I trust them.
Why do
He
you think we
resurrected
don't?
himself.
Why do you think we trust other people who came later more than Christ? That's just false.
I would never trust Muhammad over Jesus, at least not right now. Because Christ resurrected himself. Muhammad didn't.
Like
I mean,
every week in the church, we read from the Gospels and hear the words of Christ. We don't do that for Paul or any of the other prophets. We will occasionally read them, but every week we read from the Gospels.
Yeah, like whenever the divine liturgy is done, the principal part, apart from the communion of the gifts, is the hearing of the word of Christ in the gospel. Even the bishop humbles himself and takes off his armor because Christ is present in his word. So I don't really understand.
hello,
Yeah, we're
Hello.
here.
my internet. So if Mike, for instance, claims to be a prophet, he unfortunately miserably dies, unfortunately, and some years later after his death, a random person comes and says that I am bringing the law on his behalf because he has given me the Holy Spirit, and he contacts
Yeah.
to me with him, even though I have never met him, but we don't give a fuck about that.
Wow. You're just trying to do a thing on Paul. Here, I'll do you one better. What if right, there's a guy that resurrects himself, leaves his best students in charge, and there's another student that's just as good as them, and they verify this guy. 600 years go by, everyone's happy, lovely, jubbly, they're loving this self-resurrected person. And then a random guy in the middle of the desert comes around with a lack of education and a lack of reading skills, and he says to you, and he says to everyone, guys, all them guys that were talking is waffle. Follow me.
At least he had the prophecies that were fulfilled.
What
He had a
prophecies?
concept.
You've not
I
given
can-
us one, man.
I can give you. I've oh shit! I forgot that tab. I had the tab open.
Let me ask you a question. It doesn't really matter how many true things he gets right. If he gets a prophecy wrong, you would agree he's not a prophet of God, right?
Can you agree on the fact that he predicted indirectly cars? Or
Doesn't
motorcycles?
matter. Wow,
No,
he
he-
predicted drivey things. Could you please tell me whether or
No.
not he would still be a prophet of God if he got things wrong?
I think so. He is also a human. So
Dang,
some-
a true prophet can prophesy false prophecy. Dobby's in the chat for this guy. Dobby
Hey,
Austria. bro.
okay, Astoria,
sorry,
I have a
sorry.
question for
Oh,
you.
sorry,
I got,
if-
hold on, I got questions for you. So, notice you keep going to the Bible. So the Bible's authoritative on predicting the future.
some parts of it, yeah.
Some
some
parts.
Some
How do you know
Some
which
parts.
How do you know which parts?
You believe Psalms is Zubur. You believe
How
it,
do
right?
you know which parts
According
you
to
can
Islam.
trust?
If some of them align with Quran according to the Muslim standards. If
Okay,
they,
notice what you just said. You have to use the Quran to find the true parts of the Bible, then you use the true parts to argue for the truth of the Quran. That's a circular argument. You just admitted your entire
Hold.
argument for Muhammad and the Bible is circular.
It's circular. Wow. Hey, look, you're a great guy, man. You're like top 3 human beings of all time, okay? It goes you, then like Deji, and then you have like, I don't even know, okay? You're good. Then KSI, I don't know. So here's the
are you
thing,
not
okay?
with black people.
What? You're not funny. Never try it. You're not funny. Never try that again. Anyways, listen, here's the
I'm
thing.
brown myself.
You need to show Muhammad in the Bible, okay?
It's
there a verse?
It's impossible. It's impossible for you to find Muhammad in the Bible because you just admitted your argument's circular. You're using the Quran to find where Muhammad is in the Bible. Then you're using the Bible to argue, or the parts of the Bible, to argue for the truth of the Quran. That's a circular argument. So it's impossible for you to ever use the Bible to argue for Islam.
I'm not sure.
A true
is.
prophet can't prophesy things falsely. Now, a true prophet can prophesy a thing that hasn't been fulfilled yet because it wouldn't make the prophecy false. It would just be pending. but a true prophet can't prophesy a thing falsely. If Muhammad is in the Torah and Injil, and the Torah and Injil that the Christians had access to, and he was in the revelation of Christ, and he was in the revelation of Moses, where is he?
Even if we bring a lot of verses from the Old Testament and New Testament, you're still going to try, go into
I
the
don't want to
deepest right?
convince. I don't want you to convince me. What I want you to do is to demonstrate the truth of you. Okay? All I want you to do is to pull up a verse, demonstrate clearly for the dang near 700 people that are in this audience, that very, very clearly this is the case. Broski, if you can't even do that, what's going on? Okay, I like you, okay? You fumble a lot, but what I need you to do is to focus on what's going on. What I need you to do is demonstrate a verse. Bring a verse.
Biblical.
It says he's in the Bible.
Yeah.
Show me.
We're just going circular. I'm gonna have to accept it. I'm dumb, and I'm dumb.
Hey, listen, you're not. You're being very humble. You need to come to Christ though, because Islam is false. Christianity is true. You got to get rid of that false religion. You got to come to Christ. You're not dumb. You're just lost. And this is why Christ is calling you home.
Austria, look, man. You can message me. You can email me at jeromechukwu@gmail.com. Email me. Let's get to talking, because I think this is one of those things that you need to really think about. And I understand you're a Muslim. If Muhammad really is truly a prophet, how can he make a prophecy so false as I am in the Torah and Injil? How can he make a prophecy so unfalsifiable? There's no way to verify that prophecy being true. We just have to take him at his word. How can he make a prophecy so false that he's in our scriptures?
Mm-hmm.
He is in the Injil, and the Islamic understanding of Injil.
Where is it?
I don't know.
So how do you know he was telling the truth?
If I knew, I would have shown you already the true Injil.
Well, here's the thing. The Injil is the revelation of Christ, and the revelation of Christ is the gospel. If you go to Mark chapter 1, it literally says the book of the gospel of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. So where in the gospel of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, is Muhammad mentioned?
Matthew is written 65 to 70 years after
So
Jesus.
there's no time limit for the Injil to be written.
The Islamic
The same way there's no time limit for the Quran to be written. It took Muhammad 20 years for his revelation to happen. I'm pretty sure if the same time frame was given with some change for them to codify Christ's gospel, it would be fine too.
So
was the revelation of Muhammad completed in 610 or in 632?
610. When did he die?
632.
632.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
look. Here's the thing, right? So Muhammad's a prophet, right? He lives until 632. Okay, he's born in 570, lives until 632. And if Muhammad lives until 632, then the main question I have to have for you is this: the Quran doesn't get standardized until 652, another 20 years later. So if we're looking at the start of Muhammad's prophecy all the way until when the Quran actually gets compiled, realistically, you got around 30, 40 years and some change. But when we say the same thing for the Gospels codification, you have a problem with that.
The Quran was compiled from what was said by Prophet Muhammad.
And the Gospels were compiled about what was said by Jesus. That's the point of
them.
They
claim that they received from the Holy Spirit as well.
No, well, the Holy Spirit helped them to preserve it. The same way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped them preserve the Quran. Okay? It's the same thing. You just are okay with it because you like Muhammad. And this is what you religion of pieces do. Like, the problem that I have with you guys is you're not honest and don't apply the same standards to everyone else. Apparently, you're allowed to have 20 years and some change of codification, but we're not. How's that fair?
Not change of qualification, compilation of it.
Codification, meaning
so
written down.
So you're agreeing if the case of Quran is similar for Bible, then it means that
so
Bible...
let's do the timeline itself.
Bible
Muhammad becomes a look. So let's do this, okay? Muhammad becomes a prophet when? In 610, okay?
Not sure.
Okay, and he's a prophet until 632.
623. 32?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say, I don't know, 623. I'll be like, when did Muhammad die, right?
He 23 years he did prophethood.
Okay. So he died in 632, which is 11 years after the Hijrah, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
he dies in 632.
11.
When does Uthman compile the Quran and standardize it? When?
10 to 15 years later.
10 to 15 years later, which would put him at 652, right? That's when he burns them.
He's
That's
writing.
20 years.
He's writing Radiallahu anhu after Usman.
Okay, so if you go 652 minus 610, 652 is when the Quran gets standardized. 610 is when he starts preaching the words of Allah. You get 5 minus 1 is 4, 0. It took you guys 42 years to actually codify the Quran. Now let's do some maths for the Christians. Christ dies in 33, which is when his revelation is completed.
30? Didn't
Yeah.
he die in 70 AD?
33.
Okay.
Christ
So-
starts preaching at 30. Okay, he dies in 33. And let's take the estimate that the Gospel of Mark, some people, Muhammad Mike, when would you date the Gospel of Mark to?
I did it to around 58 AD.
58 AD, okay? So let's do 58 AD. 58, right? Remember, this is Mark's Gospel, okay? Mark is dated 58 AD. Let's minus 30. What do we get? We get 28 years. So the Christian time of codification of a text, or the Christian time of revelation, took us 28 years, but the Quran, it took 42.
You know, the Quran was something that was said. Quran was something that was revealed to Prophet Muhammad, later compiled after 42 years. So do you believe that Bible was also something that was revealed to Jesus?
I believe the gospel that Mark wrote down was something revealed or revealed by Christ at 30 AD, and it was written down 28 years later completely. And now we've moved away from Muhammad being the prophet in the Bible to the reliability of the Gospels. So what I need you to do, Ostra, is lock in. This text is much closer to Jesus than yours is to Muhammad, but you trust this one over this one. Fair enough, religion of peace. What I'd like you to do, though, very honestly, is I'd like you to ask me whether Muhammad is in the Bible.
Yeah, sure he is. In some.
Where?
Deuteronomy 33:2.
And now we're here. Okay,
I'm pretty
let's do
sure
it.
that- I'm pretty sure
Let's
that
do
Mike has already responded to that.
No. You know what? I'm not even going to play those games. You tell me. Deuteronomy 33, verse 2. Okay?
Let's just read it. Let's read it here. Okay. The Lord came from Sinai. Now, when you see the capital Lord, that's Yahweh. So it says Yahweh came from Sinai, dawned from Seir upon us, shone forth
What's
from
the
Mount
difference
Paran.
between Yahweh? What's the difference?
What?
What's the difference between Lord and Yahweh?
Lord is just the English they put in place of the divine name there. So in the Hebrew, it would say Yahweh.
Okay.
So Yahweh came from Sinai. He dawned from Seir upon us. He shone forth from Mount Paran. He came from the 10,000s of holy ones with flaming fire at his right hand. Where on God's green earth is Muhammad in this verse?
You say that this was God following them. So if it is either God talking or it's either Moses talking, why did he specifically in a chronological order choose 3 places exactly where 3 prophets arose, and all 3 of them claiming to have
Okay.
a law?
I have
And
a
at the
question.
end of this verse, it says
I have
that
a
he came
question.
with a fiery law.
Let's start with Seir. When was Jesus ever coming from Seir?
The region of Seir. Seir is somewhere in Palestine.
No, it's in Edom. It was not even in Israel proper. Jesus was not from Edom. He never went to Mount Seir. He was never from Edom. How the heck does this have anything to do with Jesus?
Mounts, their places might have 2 names. When it comes to the mountain of Salah, you say Muslims say that is.
Where's
Salah.
Mount Paran?
No, before we get to Paran, show me Seir, because there is nowhere in the Bible Jesus is ever associated with Seir. How can you even make this claim then? How can we even get to Mount Paran if you can't even identify Jesus with Seir?
Seir might have 2 places.
No, it doesn't.
Places being
It does not.
referred to as.
Then show me where
Look.
in the Bible.
Seir. Yeah, you know, nowhere in the Bible it says that Seir is in this place, Paran is in this place. You got to use, you know,
Okay,
Google and
We
you
know where
stuff.
wanna
Paran
do
is.
that? We know where Paran is, bro, and we also know where Mount Seir is as well. These are all
Paran is nowhere
places
near
in
Mecca.
Edom. If you want to put it in, bro, you want to put it in Mecca, you're gonna have to draw us a map. Okay, let's do this.
Hello? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Seir
this
is
is
in
what I'm
Edom.
gonna.
Paran is in the Negeb. It's in the desert south of Israel. It's nowhere near Mecca. So none of this has to do with future prophets. It's in
Yeah.
southeast.
Do you believe where was Ishmael sent to?
The desert of Paran, which was again in southern Israel. It was
in
nowhere near
southern
Mecca.
Israel.
Israel has deserts?
What? Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna share my screen. Okay. Is that okay, IP?
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the map of the Arabian Peninsula. Okay. This is a map. Yeah.
Israel might
Mhm.
have some deserts.
So we have. Okay. Where's Mount Sinai on this map? Where's Mount Sinai on this map? What would you say?
Egypt
Up here.
or Israel or somewhere.
Yeah, up here, right? Up here.
Yeah, somewhere, I don't know.
Okay. Where's Mount Seir?
I'm not sure.
By
You'd
Petra.
be around here. Okay.
It's by Petra, basically. Yeah.
You'd be here around
Yeah.
Jordan. Now,
I'm
where'd
guessing.
Paran be? Where'd Paran be?
I'm not sure either.
Okay. You understand that it can't be all the way down here.
Not necessarily Mecca, but the area of Saudi Arabia.
You mean no. The area of Saudi Arabia is like all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all of this stuff up here. All right, this is still
Yeah.
Arabia. This is still Arabia. All this stuff up here is still Arabia.
Yeah.
You're not just saying it's Arabia because you can't think like a Saudi. You have to think like a human. You have to
Yeah.
say that you're down here. By the way, Saudis are humans. Okay, all Saudis are humans. Now, here's the thing: you can't be all the way down here, can you, brother? Has to be up here.
You know, Prophet Muhammad also ruled over the area that you're highlighting.
Hold up.
That's
I have a
ruled-
question. There's an easy way to solve this. Do you think Moses ever led the children of Israel to Mecca?
No.
Okay.
No,
do you
he
think
didn't.
any prophet went all the way
they-
down to Mecca from
Isn't-
Moses
isn't,
all the way
Well, hold
till
up.
now?
Doesn't the
Let's
Bible
just-
say that they were punished to, you know, what do you call it? In the desert, they were wander in the desert. for years.
They wandered in the desert for 40 years. We know where they were. They were on the outside of Canaan.
Yeah.
They were not hundreds of miles south. Did Moses ever lead the Israelites down to Mecca?
No, maybe
No.
in the 40 years period.
Here, let's
But
go
the
to
problem
Numbers,
is,
Numbers
in the
13. Hold up.
yeah,
Let's go to Numbers 13 here. Here's what I want to show you. Hang on.
this is the wilderness of Paran.
Yeah, so look. Mentions Paran right there in verse 3. This is Moses sending spies into the land of Canaan. And notice what it says. Moses sent them from the wilderness of Paran. According to the command of the Lord, all the men who were heads of the people of Israel. That means the wilderness of Paran borders Israel or the land of Canaan. Therefore, it cannot be anywhere near Mecca.
Paran might refer to entire of Saudi Arab, maybe.
No, it does not. It never has and it never will.
Here's the problem, okay? You want to do Paran, you need to go to all of the places where Paran are, okay? So if you look at Paran, for example, and you go to Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1, it says that there is a place between Paran and Tophel, okay? Literally, these are the words that Moses spoke to all of Israel beyond Jordan in the wilderness, in the Arabah that is opposite Suf, between Paran and Tophel, Laban, Hazeroth, and Dizahab. So that means Paran is near all of these places. Wherever Paran is, all these places have to be as well. You want to move everything down to Mecca? Move every single town listed in the Bible down to Mecca with you. Move the whole world down to Mecca. Heck, move New York City down to Mecca. I mean, the Saudis are already building one anyway. So you might as well complete the job, okay? Look, you can't move all of these places down to Mecca. It's impossible.
Not Mecca, Saudi Arabia, I guess.
Saudi Arabia or the Arabian Peninsula is huge. You need to move it hundreds of miles down, which you can't do. That's like
Paran,
saying, oh, Jerome, you come from Nigeria. That must mean you come from Lagos. Oh, IP, you're from America, right? That must mean you're from New York. No. Okay? That's
Paran,
ridiculous.
Paran, no one interprets Paran to be Mecca necessarily, precisely. They consider it to be the area of Saudi Arabia because this
No,
was
they considered it to be a
No.
mountain. They considered it to be a mountain, and there was a desert around that mountain. Where is Mount Paran in the Arabian Peninsula? Where? That's not Saudi, right? Where is
uh,
Arabia in Saudi?
is what? Arabian South
Halathemta. Listen, where is Mount Paran in Saudi Arabia? Where?
Mount Paran in Saudi Arabia. I don't think so. There might
Well,
not be.
look, this according to the
Yeah.
Bible, this is where Paran is. Again, as I said, it's in southern Israel on the border of Sinai. This is where Moses was with the children of Israel. This is basically where they were. They went to Kadesh Barnea to spy out the land. So
Yeah.
this is, again, notice how far away. This cannot, so going back to Deuteronomy 33, verse 2, Seir cannot refer to Jesus, okay, because it's in Edom. Paran cannot refer to Muhammad because it's hundreds of miles away from where he was.
So I think it is not about either Jesus or Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon both of them. Both of them.
Right. It's not a
Okay.
prophecy. It's about Yahweh moving and leading his people out
Yeah.
of Sinai into the promised land. That's what it's about. It never was a prophecy.
Wait a second before going out. I think I might need to go out. It's 1:30 a.m. or something here. Mike,
Listen, man. Go
can
ahead.
you
Yeah, go ahead.
can you DM me on Instagram? I'm gonna paste my ID in the chat. I wanna have some questions about Christianity.
Sure. Go ahead and do that. I will do that for you.
Okay. Uh, okay, I'm just gonna log off. It's my Instagram ID. It's just weird. Okay, extremely weird. So don't mind that.
Where did you
All
put
right,
it? I
take
don't see
care,
it in the
man.
private chat. Did you put it in the private
Wait a
chat?
second. I just did. Oh, no, wait a second. Uh,
Yeah, you got to put it in the private chat. I don't see it anywhere.
I just did. It is just some weird letters. Unfortunately, that's my ID's name.
No problem. We'll make sure that happens. All right. You take care, man.
Thank God bless you and prosper you.
You too,
And
man.
Allah also.
All right. Let me see if I can find this guy. It's a weird combination of letters. Oh, yeah, see it. I'm already getting it wrong because it's like a weird little thing there. B-A. Okay. I will try to find this. It is confusing. I'll see what I can do. Let's bring in another guest here. Oh, actually, let's do some super chats and then we'll bring in another guest. Pray for King Harald of Norway. He's very sick. Very sick, excuse me. All right, yeah, we definitely will. Sorry to hear that the king is sick. Hopefully that can get figured out. Hey, IP, I got a question, but why are you following a far-right content creator, Benjamin Michael, on Insta? Also, what do you think of the Legacy Standard Bible? I've not read a lot of the Legacy Standard Bible, so can't say a lot of that. Benjamin Michael is anti-Islam, and he's been on the channel to talk about that stuff. So yeah, we're on the same page on that issue when it comes to Islam. Oh, hi, IP. Hi, Jerome. What wait to make us Nigerians look good with that big old brain?
Aw, you guys are cute. You guys are cute, man. If you want more big brain content, shameless plug, follow me on patreon.com/Jerome Chukwuemeka /Orthodox Jerome. You guys will find some good content there. Thank you.
He was talking to me, by the way. I don't know what
Oh, yeah. Oh, because you're Nigerian. I hear it. Yeah, man. Good theology. Let's get AP on that as well. We'll get AP to wear ghillie, and then AP will come and he will do a stream with. Nah, he can't do that. That's for women. You can't be wearing ghillie as a guy. It's okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
We'll get IP. It will get IP at Dashiki. That's what we'll do.
Hey, Astorio, if you're still there, I can't message you on Instagram. It says you can't message this profile unless they follow you. So you need to follow me before I can message you.
Shaming
need to
an entire
follow.
group of people.
Yeah. So yeah, if you follow me, I can message you. But until then, I
Mhm.
can't.
Mhm.
Let's get to next one here. The Quran contains references to God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, but completely rejects the triune nature of God, and it is fundamentally separates them entirely. Seems like something Satan would do. Am I wrong?
Mm.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is that the Quran? What it does is it keeps the superficial aspects of Christianity, but but gets rid of all the important stuff. That's the biggest problem with
Yeah.
Islam, ladies and gentlemen. They pretend it's a pretend Abrahamic religion because it has superficial similarities, but nothing real. Thank you, Randy, for gifting 10 Inspiring Philosophy memberships and then adding another 10 as well. What are you laughing about?
No, it's just so beautiful.
Okay. Subscribe to Jerome, says Mexidox, and his channel is linked in the title of this video. So yeah,
Thank you guys. Let's make the grift successful. That's the goal.
that's the goal. Got to keep the grift going. Only you can keep the grift going. We have an Uncle alert. This is clearly for you, by the way. It's not for me.
Now, my uncle, listen, corruption is only bad if I'm not involved. But if I am involved in that corruption, I'll defend it. That's the message for today, guys. Because we affirm that biblical corruption.
The El Zut is in the Bible. When the wicked arise, men hide themselves.
You know, the funniest line I've ever heard about the Zut was I think there's this one clip that I seen that went viral. It was when someone called Paul gay, and then I think God Logic was like, "What? Paul's gay? No, Muhammad's gay. You don't know that Muhammad got rolled all night by the Zut?" Well, the way he said it, it just killed me from that. It was the greatest thing, honestly. It was so funny.
Nice, yeah.
Zut
Let's
is in
see
the Bible.
here. Thank you for the shekels. Just so you know, these are not jewels, everyone. These are shekels. This is how Israel now pays us. If you were wondering how Israel's been paying us, they used to have a process. You'd have to go to Israel to get a bag of Jew gold and bring it back, and that was just inconvenient. So luckily, they changed it to this new process. When you put it like that way, Jerome. Yeah, when you put it like that way, Jerome. Whatever you said. Whenever this came in. Mo was the first whaler in the deserts of Arabia. You see? Yes, this is true. The Leviathan, he killed a sperm whale. Muhammad is an S tier Marvel character.
Listen, he's the Steve Rogers of our time, man.
Save the desert whales. 434 the like button. Yes, everybody 434 that like button right now. I don't see why any of you have not 434 the like button. Thank you so much for the shekels. Or no, this isn't shekels. This is a super chat. Muhammad solos the DBZ universe. Ah, yes, absolutely.
That guy's from Nigeria. He gave you 400 naira as well.
Okay. I don't know what that is in America. I don't know what that is in American
That's
money. So
that's
thank
like
you.
3 pence. That's like 3 pence. You didn't give any figures.
Wallahi, Muhammad is better than Blue Goku. Yes. Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Yes. Gogeta. Oh, you're talking about them fusing. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, that's really powerful then. I didn't think
No,
about
that's
that.
crazy. Listen.
Mike, you need a t-shirt that says I have slides. Yeah. I have so many
That's
slides.
good merch. That's good merch.
I got so many slides I can show you. I need a shirt that says, do I need to explain it to you on a whiteboard? Because Muhammad is in the Bible. You read Matthew 24:11. Mashallah, he is. Yes, he's a false prophet mentioned in Matthew 24:11. Yes.
Mashallah.
Jerome is amazing. God bless you guys. Christos Anasti.
Alithos anesti. Χρόνια πολλά και να είσαι καλά επίσης.
Okay, perfect. Stig, you think Mo chefed him?
Nah, genuinely, that's what he said. He genuinely said, this is the reality, chat. And you can clip it and send it. He told us that Muhammad took the Leviathan, he took the Hydra, went to the sea, across the desert, killed the Hydra, crushed this head, brought it back to the people, and then gave them food. He thought that Moshe left him. That's what he said. I'm just saying what he said. That's the reality. Okay, I'm sorry.
Powerful stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Powerful
Powerful
stuff.
dawah. Powerful dawah.
Uh-huh.
You see?
Muslims love to blame Paul, but they throw their own scholars under the bus. Ibn Kathir literally said Paul was a true disciple of Christ. Yeah, I got to find that reference. I forget where he said that specifically. I know he calls him Bulas. Actually, no, I think I do have it. I just have to remind myself where it is. It's like when he mentions, there's a verse in the Quran where he said, it says something like he sent two and then a third one to reinforce them. And I think Ibn Kathir said the third one was Paul, Bulas. So, yeah. I think I did a video on that like a year or so ago. I got to look that up again. But yeah, he did. He just called Muhammad squad depth, not even a starter, cold. Don't agree with you on every point with you, IP, but I appreciate what you are doing for the kingdom of God. Keep up the good fight, brother. Thank you. We really appreciate that. Yes.
Amen.
Thank you for the shekels. We appreciate that. God bless you guys for speaking faithfully about our Lord Jesus while being respectful to non-believers. We try our best.
Try our best.
We try our very best. I'm very respectful. Sig here is only Nigerian respectful, so there's a difference.
Yeah,
big difference.
Yeah, we can't help it. It's in the blood.
If the whole world had a basic education, there would be 500 Muslims in the world. They pretty much don't do anything, and what they do, it's usually the complete opposite of what's in their scriptures. Yeah, we get that a lot of that kind of stuff where they'll say stuff and we're like, this is not what your own scriptures are teaching, man. I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, very, very interesting. Should I read the Apocrypha? Someone offered me, but I don't know what it is. How do you not know what the Apocrypha is? Apocrypha is based. You should totally read the Apocrypha. The Deuterocanonical? Totally. Yeah, read the Apocrypha. Everyone should read the Apocrypha, even if you're a Protestant. Okay, Martin Luther said everyone should be reading the Apocrypha. So Protestants should not have an excuse. They should be reading it as well. If you had to guess what percentage of U.S. Muslims never heard of the Islamic dilemma, well, it used to be very low. It's much higher now. Much, much higher.
But we need to go even higher. And the reason why there's just a lot of narrative framing that people do. I just want us to touch on this as well. Because a lot of people try to say that these arguments don't work. But the reason they push that narrative is because they know that it absolutely works. And they don't want it to keep working. If you think that people have heard all the Islamic dilemma arguments before and it's just the same old talking points, they wouldn't be saying this if it was on their side. Remember, 10 years ago, all you'd hear is the Bible's corrupted, 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 the Bible's corrupted for 10 years straight. Did the Muslims get bored then? No, they kicked it up to 11. So now that we demonstrate something that we've always had in the back burner, of course, but now we've brought it more to light and now it's achieved some sort of popularity, what, we're going to stop 2 years in? No. We need to go 5 times as long before we even consider a new idea, okay? Before we even consider something new. So, yes, it's going to be here to stay. And if they really, really, truly feel as though the Islamic dilemma has been dealt with, trust me, they'd be making as much content the way that we do when we did it back in the day with the reliability of the New Testament. But you notice how there's not really that much Islamic content responding to it unless they're pushed to do so. Because they don't think it's an easy argument.
No, it's not. They can't. No one can refute the Islamic dilemma. I've seen it. It's always the same argument over and over again. They're denying what the Quran says. And I mean, like, we'll go check out my debate with Jake Broncatella. I asked him flat out, just say you confirm the Bible. He couldn't do it. He had to qualify it because he knows he can't say he's confirming the Bible because it just that would be mean. That would mean you'd be saying the whole Bible is true. So let's bring in another guest here. Mr. Mike, are you there?
Yes.
Hello, Mr. Mike.
Hey, Mr. Mike.
Are you a Muslim?
I am a Muslim.
Mr.
Mr. Mike, I'm just kidding. It's just me. Do you know why?
I remember you, man. What's going on, Kareem?
What's up, man?
Are you still a Muslim?
Yes, I am. I am a Muslim.
Why? Why? I don't get it, man.
You mean
Bless your
why,
heart.
man?
Bless your heart.
Now watch this. Now watch
All
this.
right.
I did my research, Mr. Mike.
Awesome.
Dang.
I watched some videos. I will show you the prophet.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Watch this. I have
We'll
to
watch
go to
him.
this. I have to pull up the scriptures.
Go ahead. Pull
Your
the scripture up.
Watch this. Okay.
We're watching. We are excited.
Okay. So do you know the prophecy? Do you know the promise that God made to Ishmael?
Oh.
In Genesis 17, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
you
So
can
he
pull it up.
promises Ishmael to make him a great nation.
Yep.
Okay.
True.
He promises him to make a great nation. Now we
Mhm.
have to also look, what is a great nation? Okay.
Yep.
Now look. I give you this. Deuteronomy 4:7-8 says, "What other nation is so great as to have their gods near them the way our Lord our God is near us whenever we pray to him? And what other nation
said
is so
what?
great
4 verse
as to
7.
have righteous decrees and laws as this body of laws I'm setting for you today?" So a great nation has righteous laws and decrees and has a righteous God next to them.
What verse did you say that was?
Oh, sorry. Oh man, I just went on a tangent. Oh man.
Deuteronomy
Okay.
4 verse 7 and 8.
Sorry,
4. I
man.
was in the wrong chapter. Yeah, no. Okay, so what great nation is there that has God so near to it as the Lord our God to us? Where does it say a great nation necessarily has God in the law?
It's
God given
Moses
the
here.
law?
He's defining Musa Salam. He's defining a great nation as having righteous laws and having the Lord, their God, right next to it. So
If
it's
I
under-
said what? If I said something like, "What man is so great that he has 12 kids like me?" Does that mean every man has 12 kids?
no, that's different.
Okay.
Does
Exactly. Well,
great
that's the
mean-
same language.
Yeah. Also,
That's
does
just-
great mean the same thing in every single passage?
They're a great nation. This is the passage of. Oh, I have a commentary for you, Mr. Mike.
Dang. But the problem is the word me'or can just mean great as in number. Like big as in size, not big as in how cool they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and okay, that's okay. So that's the word.
If you wanted to
okay?
if you wanted to use it to establish something greater, maybe you would have done bim me'od, which is actually the same argument that Maimonides makes. If they wanted to really say great as in quality, they would have done bim me'od, like, God is greater, this person is greater in quality. This nation is a quality nation, which is what you're trying to argue, right?
No, yeah, that's a fallacy, man. You can't just say that just because the word means this. Oh, this word actually means, it's about the context. Musa Salam, he says here that the great nation, what other great nation, okay, has, what does it say right here? It says, what other great nation that has a God so near to us? So the great nation has the God near to
great.
them.
No,
and has
great.
righteous
Just
laws.
we're not looking. We're not looking again. We're not looking at what kind of a nation they are. We're looking at what the word great means. Great just means big. Can we agree
Yeah.
that great just means big, not like cool?
If you're not defining great any other way, then okay, sure. But this is defining great
But
as in the
No,
righteous.
it's saying
Kareem.
this great nation also has these things. So if you look at the verse,
Yeah.
we can read English. It says, "Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people." So this nation of a lot of people are also really smart. For what big nation is there that has a God so near to it as the Lord our God is to us? So being a big nation doesn't mean you have a God near to you. Why? Because the Egyptians are a great nation. They were really big, but they don't have a God near to them. The Girgashites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites.
hold on, Kareem, do you think Babylon is a great nation according to what the Bible means, or according to what you mean by great nation?
So I'm saying great nation in this, it means the righteous, following
It
the
doesn't,
righteous laws.
because-
What? Well, hold
Based-
up. Was Babylon a great nation then?
in like the sense that it was big, yes.
Yes, well done.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it has two meanings here, and here it has the second meaning, which means
Could
it's
you
like-
show me any meaning where the word great means cool? Go through all of the Bible where the word great means cool for a
Yeah,
nation.
this is it. Deuteronomy 7 verse 7.
So apart from the contested passage, could you show me another passage where it does mean cool?
You said cool.
Yeah, it means a cool, like great, like amazing, fantastic, great in quality, not great in size, great in quality.
I got you, man. in like in
Okay.
quality. No, wait.
So
I have a Mr. Scholar that says this. Here, I
a
give you.
Mr. Scholar that says this.
Mashallah.
Because if I look at the word, gadol just means large.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what the word means. Words mean stuff in context, man.
But the word in context just means big, like spacious.
No,
And it
the word
usually
in
means big in number. If you look at the Brown Driver
Listen, man,
Briggs,
show you. I'm gonna show
it
you. In this.
usually just means big in magnitude and extent. I'm looking at big in intensity, and that specifically means that in Deuteronomy 4:34. But it could mean a great and distinguished man, but that's specifically in reference to people specifically. So David, Mordecai, or even Moses himself. But where does it
The
mean
thing is,
for a
though,
nation? That it's
I mean, Kareem,
amazing.
even in this passage, great does not mean that they are near to God and they have a law. These are qualities of a specific
Of
great
that great
nation.
So-
nation.
That does not mean every
So-
great nation
so-
has these things.
So when God said to Ishmael, "I will make you a great nation," was he lying?
No,
No,
he was
he made
just
him a great
saying the
nation.
the Ishmaelites would just be big. There's just gonna be a lot of them.
This
When were
this
they
was
made
actually
big?
fulfilled. Well, let's go. Let me go through this with you, okay? This is actually explained because let's go to the passage and I'll show you exactly when it was fulfilled.
Mhm.
So it says, "As for Ishmael, I've heard I behold him. I will bless him. Will make him fruitful, multiply him greatly. He shall father 12 princes, and I will make him into a great nation." So notice what happens here. He's going to make. Notice how great is being used. Okay. Behold, I have blessed him, and I will make him fruitful and multiply him greatly. He shall father 12 princes, and I will make him into a great nation.
He's
How
going
is
to
Ishmael
father
going to
12
be?
princes
Yes,
Yeah.
he's going to.
He's-
How is he going to be a great nation?
and
Fruitful,
be a
multiply,
great nation.
12 princes. So when the 12 princes show up, that means Ishmael was made into a great nation. That happens in Genesis.
Then they become
Hold on.
a big nation. That's what it means.
Yes. When you go to
big
Genesis
nation.
25, okay, it says, "These are the generations of Ishmael, Abraham's
Hold on.
son, whom Hagar what is it?
Hold on, man. I'll be right back.
Your accent just changed. What the heck?
He disguises his voice, I think, sometimes.
Okay.
He's a cool dude, though. He's a Muslim, but he's a
Cool
cool dude. He's
dude.
called in a bunch of times. The first time he called in, he tried to use Daniel on me, and then we had to talk about Roman history. So, and then he was like, "Oh, I guess I'm wrong." So,
Good for him.
yep. So we'll do some super chats while he gets back.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay.
I can't find my Mr. Scholar, so I'm sorry. It must have gotten
That's
lost
fine.
somewhere. I'm
That's
sorry.
fine. You should email me. I'll give you some stuff that you might enjoy on this stuff.
Yeah.
So these are the generations of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar the Egyptian, Sarah's servant, bore to Abraham. These are the names of Ishmael's sons, named in order. So we have 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Count.
11, 12. These are the 12 sons. So this is when they were made into a great nation.
Thank you.
They settled from Havilah to Shur, which is opposite of Egypt in the direction of Assyria. He settled over against his kinsmen. So they are fruitful. They have multiplied. Here are the 12 princes. It even says 12 princes according to their tribes. So this is when Ishmael was made into a great nation, prophecy fulfilled.
Oh, okay. So you're saying, oh, okay. So great means big.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. No. Okay. So my Mr. Hold on. I got the.
Are you getting it from the book Abraham Fulfilled?
No. No.
Okay. I respect that then, because that book is awful.
Listen, here it is. Look. This is from
Listen.
Matthew Poole. He says on commentary on Deuteronomy 4:7-8, he says Mr. Matthew Poole on the Bible Hub website. Hello?
I'm
Yeah,
listening.
we're hearing. We're hearing.
Okay. He says on verse 8, "And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day?" Whereby he implies that the true greatness of a nation doth not consist in pomp or power or largeness of an empire, as commonly men think, but in the righteousness of its laws. Okay. Well, let me ask you a question. These 12 princes of Ishmael, were they ever monotheistic? Did they ever
Yeah, they
worship
were.
the one true God?
They may have, and I think Ishmael was monotheistic, but Abraham prays for Ishmael to live before God's sight, and God says no.
Okay, but when he says he's gonna make him a great nation,
Just a
okay,
big one.
and the princes they worship the pagan gods. Is that really a great nation?
Yeah, they're big. The Romans were a
So,
great nation. They're big. They're
question
powerful.
then, Kareem: if somebody is a great nation, they cannot be pagan.
No, I'm saying in Deuteronomy it defines a great nation as righteous.
It defines
so what I'm
one great
asking-
nation like that.
So I'm asking: can someone be a great nation and be pagan then?
If a great nation means big, then yes.
Okay, but according to you, can you have a nation that is called a great nation and be pagan? According to you, in your understanding of the Bible, can the Bible call someone a great nation and then be pagan?
Well, like in the sense I gave you, no.
Okay, then why? Well, look, this is a problem, because if you go to Jeremiah 6:22, it says that Babylon is a great nation.
It doesn't say where.
It's in the context. You can look at it. This is about, again, who conquered Jerusalem? It was Babylon. So who's being sent to destroy Jerusalem? This great nation that is Babylon.
Where it says Babylon?
This is what it's about. This is the
A
prophecy.
people is coming from the north country.
No.
A great nation.
I see. So it's about the context. So okay, obviously a great nation is going to mean, oh, it's going to be a big nation, or it's going to conquer. Okay, because this whole passage, I haven't read this. I won't lie to you.
Yeah. But here's the point I'm trying to make to you. Calling someone a great nation does not mean that they have a law from God, or they're close to God, or he has a covenant with them. Those are just features of the specific great nation of Israel. Being a great nation just means numerous. You can be called a great nation and not have that stuff. The Bible does it. So when it says Ishmael is going to be made into a great nation, and we see that fulfilled in Genesis 25, nowhere does being called a great nation means he has to have a law. He has to be monotheistic. He has to have prophets sent to him.
Okay.
This is stuff that just is not what the Bible teaches.
What do you think about what my Mr. Scholar says?
There's no
Matthew
Mr. Scholar
Pohl-
because you didn't show one.
Well, you mentioned Matthew Pohl. Matthew Pohl is a guy writing in the 1600s who
And
is
he wouldn't even
severely
deign himself.
outdated.
And he wouldn't even deign himself to be an authority on the subject, on the confessional community as well. He is a person that writes, and he writes
But he's a scholar, is he not?
Yeah, but a scholar is not an authority. A scholar is someone that's very learned, but an authority is someone that the confessional community prizes and takes their wisdom from, and says that this person can enjoin things on us.
But he's still scholar. He's still useful, valuable. Yes.
Okay,
He may be valuable
Well, here-
at that time. He's not valuable now.
and here's what I'm saying. He's just wrong. He's just
So
wrong.
can the church, by that logic, are your church fathers, are they wrong? Are they bad then? Because
The
they're
church
Sometimes-
fathers. So the church
Some-
fathers themselves aren't like them. And second of all, there are fathers of the church, or even ecclesiastical writers, that are wrong. A good example is Nestorius. Nestorius was a father of the church and then became a heretic, so he's no longer a father of the church.
And you can look at, like, we don't take everything in the church fathers to be dogma. For example, Irenaeus said Jesus was 50 when he died. That just is incorrect. He
I
was
was saying
like 37.
So he was wrong then.
I would say an example is like St. Augustine, who was confused on delayed installment. You shouldn't be wrong about that. You see what I mean? So there are many, many times where you can have fathers of the church that are incorrect on a particular matter. That has no bearing as to whether they're authorities that can bind the community. Okay? So what we need to do is we need to look at the data that we do accept, and that would be the Bible. And if we look at the Bible and early Christian authorities as well, they won't disagree with what we're saying on Genesis. You need to show us that the great nation can only be a monotheistic one that God's with, which it's not. What the text is doing is saying, is anyone like us? That's all it's doing. He's saying, look at all the big countries. Are they like us? No, because God's close to us. It's not saying, in order for you to be a big nation, God needs to be close to you.
Okay, I see.
Please don't eat.
No,
It's fine.
Hold on.
It's okay.
Finish
messing with
chewing. I'm just going back to Genesis 17:21. It's also very clear that the covenant, the spiritual covenant, will not come through Ishmael, it comes through Isaac. Therefore, if Muhammad is a descendant of Ishmael, he cannot establish a covenant because the covenant comes through the line of Isaac, not through the line of Ishmael.
That's why we say you're hold on.
You good, man?
You good, Mud?
I'm good, man.
Yeah, bro.
Mashallah.
You just became UK. What the heck?
Okay. That's why that part we believe your Bible's corrupted. That's why it says that.
Well, hold up. Well, let's go on that then. If our Bible's corrupted, why are you appealing to it for prophecies of Muhammad?
Because
This guy.
No. It's because we believe it's partially corrupted. Like I told you before, we believe the Quran generally confirms the Bible.
Well,
Oh,
here's
okay.
so Kareem, you use the Quran to find the true parts of the Bible. Then you use those parts to argue for the truth of the Quran.
No, it's just it's independent.
What is the independent reasons then? Because how do you know which parts of the Bible are corrupt and which are true?
Through the Quran, through the evidence. Not
So
only
you
through
use the Quran.
No. Not only through the Quran, but through, like, man, I see so many scholars. They say, "Oh, the Bible's changed. Oh, the Bible's corrupted." I told
And
you.
all of those scholars,
I told you
all of those
the
scholars,
textual
will-
corruption.
none of those scholars will agree that Islam is the truth or that the original Bible agree with Islam. They'll all agree Jesus died. They'll all agree Jesus claimed to be the Son of God. None of them will agree that somehow Jesus was preaching Islam. So appealing to those scholars doesn't help you. E.P.
Okay,
Sanders, Bart Ehrman, Maurice Casey, Paula Fredrickson, they're not going to take that route.
Okay, Mr. Mike, I'm gonna do my. You know what? I'll come back here soon, and I'll give you irrefutable argument. Okay, you may have defeated me this time. Listen,
I believe
you
it.
defeated
I
me
believe
this
you will
time.
do it.
Okay, I'll come back.
You can
Mashallah.
come to my
Have a good-
Discord server as well. We can talk there too.
Mhm.
You said what, Mr. Jerome?
I have a Discord server. You can always talk about your objections there if you would like to.
How do you say
in
your
good
name?
faith.
CEE
Yeah, just Jerome. Jerome's fine.
Jerome. Okay.
CEE.
All
I like that.
Don't even.
gonna call
don't
him that
even
from now
try it, bro. Don't even.
Okay. Bye, Mr. Mike. I'll be back.
All right. Take care, man.
Be back.
All right. CEE. Hi guys. Hope quick plug is okay. Recently published a book in the UK critiquing Islam called Prophets and Pretensions. Just in case you want to check it out, UK has issues, but it's not done yet. Here's my humble jizya. Thank you so much, Islamic Deliminator. Let me know when the book is actually out and we can actually get a copy in the US or something like that. Because
Yeah,
I don't know what the
sweet.
rules are for that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is the Trinity like a potato with two eternal spuds growing out of it? The main part being the Father, with two eternal spuds being the Son, and the Spirit being begotten of the Father potato, with the source of the other two being the Father potato. Is that too partialist?
Just you know what? Sometimes, yeah, you don't need to say anything. You've done well. Go money, or you've done well. You spent $5 just to type that.
$10.
$10.
Let me just say, that's not partialism. I would call it Arianism. You're having a potato create spuds. So no, don't use that.
Use that $10 next time to buy a Bible and open it. That's what you should do. Never do that again.
I found the citation. Ibn Kathir mentions Paul in Tafsir of the Quran 36, 13 to 17. I need to find your fit on the though. Like I know it's peak. I'll show you the video really fast here. I can just pull it up. Just go to my channel. I'll just pull it up here. It's like a year old, but I'll show you the video. I know exactly where it is. Right here is this one. Another Islamic dilemma. That's it right there. Boom. Yeah, pretty sure it's in that one. So yeah. I know you don't share your denomination currently, but would you ever, like, could you see yourself doing ecumenism after the Islam stuff is over? I'm a Baptist, but I desire unity among Protestants, Catholics, and Eastern Orthodox. I would need to know, is my church going to be kept safe and private, because I don't want them harassed at all. That's important to me. Keeping them out of all of my online work is important. And right now, the more I do this, the less I feel comfortable doing that. And B, I don't want to cause more infighting between Protestants, Catholics, and Orthodox. I just am trying to prevent that. Like when Cameron Bertuzzi became Catholic and went to Rome, the online fighting just depressed me to no end. And I'm like, yeah, I don't ever want to cause any of this.
Yeah. That's understandable. You don't ever have to get involved. I know people that are Orthodox that don't really get involved in those ones, or even if they do, they sort of try to be cordial. But it's up to you, you know, at the end of the day, and how you carry your community and how you carry your own journey.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, I have a specific church and a specific ecclesiology I hold to. I just, you know, I keep it kind of private. The only thing I've told people is that it is a high church. So I'm not evangelical, low church Protestant. I'm either, I think you should go to a church that serves wine and not grape juice. The more I study that, the more I'm kind of offended by the whole thing. So yeah, I would say that. That's what I'm at right now, ladies and gentlemen.
You've heard it here first, guys. You've heard it here first. He's an Anglican, guys.
Clearly, yes. Clearly.
No, I'm messing with you guys.
All love to Kareem, but every time he brings a case, he ends up conceding his case doesn't work. I hope one day he realizes Islam offers no evidence. That's what we're praying for, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what we're praying for. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for the shekels. We appreciate all the shekels you send our way. Mashallah. Funds for Jerome to buy a light bulb. Yeah, you do need a light bulb. It's always so dark in your room.
It's not even that, because I can put the light on and it could just be like that. But I don't like having the light on. That's the thing. I don't like having the light on.
Listen, you're not a white person, okay? You need to have more lights on, okay? We can barely see you as it is, except when you smile. Then we see you perfectly.
Thank you, J49, for the... If it's corrupt, where's the uncorrupted manuscripts? Yeah.
If it's the corrupt, where's the uncorrupted manuscripts? Oh, they are they're in the cave that Muhammad was in, obviously.
What, on the night of the Zut?
Well, that wasn't in a cave, to be fair.
Oh, it was in the open.
All
right. Now we know his character. Okay.
I don't know. There are no uncorrupted ones. I mean, like, you run that argument all the time on them. It's like, hey, Muslim, do you believe in a religion with corrupted scriptures? No. Would you? No, I would never. And then you ask them, okay, what happened to the Torah and the gospel? They were corrupted. So you do believe in a religion with corrupted scriptures. I did that exact argument on Jake Brocatella. He walked right into it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, surely.
Yeah, but I don't go to it, bro. I believe that they exist, but I don't mean that, you know, but you have to believe in them. There's a difference between believing in them and just believing that they exist. The whole believe in, believe that distinction, isn't there?
Yeah, I know. So right now the queue is empty. We don't have any Muslims in there because I knew this was going to happen. You know, so again, I made this post earlier.
Oh yeah,
just inviting Muslims to come in, and they're all saying yes. You can find Muhammad in places like Isaiah 29:12.
Let me talk about this Ali guy. You see this Ali one message every blessed day. He follows me on Twitter, bro. I think he follows me on Twitter. He follows all the Christians on Twitter, and he just posts coal in a kettle every day. He never rests. Like, I'll see, like, one day, I remember I opened my Twitter. God have mercy. I opened my Twitter, and I went to Ali. Not on Ali's page. I went to, I was just on Twitter, and I was scrolling. I can even find, he just replied to me. He's even in my replies. And he will just message, and he'll just be like, Islam is the only religion that loves Jesus, like the most low tier, like trash in a kettle. And he would just message this constantly. And it's the same tactic that all of these Muslims do. I've realized it. All they do is cold post for engagement. And so they believe that because they can boost their engagement by rage baiting, then somehow they'll land like bigger debates. You know what I mean? Because then the Christians will like call them out or something, or the atheists will call them out or something, or they'll get put on these bigger shows. But that tactic specifically comes from Malik, because that's what rappers do. Rappers do that all the time. Rappers are the ones that will make these really like crazy, outlandish claims, and they will put them on there. So he just taught them the meth. All of them are doing the exact same thing, but the problem is it cuts both ways. That's just free content for us. That's legit free content. You know what I'm saying? And if I do that, that's a good month on YouTube. I could have a month where all I do is just respond to Twitter. That's it.
Yeah. This is the dumbest one. I mean, honestly, they're all dumb. I go back and forth on which the dumbest one they use is, but this one is so dumb. And the vision of all the one who became to you like the words of the book that is sealed when men give it. Who can read, they say, read this. And he says, I cannot read it, for it is sealed. And is given to the one who cannot read, saying, read this. He says, I cannot read. Like, this is it. This is what you go to for Muhammad in the Bible. My goodness.
That's horror. That is horrible. That is genuinely horrible. And the thing is,
Quackhead, are you there?
Hello, Mike.
Hello. Are you a Muslim?
I am.
All right. Welcome.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because according to Muslims, to be a Muslim, you have to believe in one God, and I believe in one God, so I am a Muslim.
That's great. Do you believe Muhammad's in the Bible?
Yes. What is that verse that says, beware of sheep's clothing?
Oh, there you go. You're a Christian. This guy, man. Why? Guys, respect the life. Just respect the life. Rabbi Isar is Christian.
Is a Christian?
I believe so.
Are you a Christian, man, or are you a Muslim?
I'm Muslim American.
You're Muslim American? Okay. Do you want to show us where Muhammad is in the Bible? You got to unmute yourself, man.
It's just a shame.
You said, where's Muhammad at in the Bible?
Yeah, show me where Muhammad is in the Bible.
Well, I would think the main place would be John, where Jesus talks about Muhammad is in the book of John 16, I believe John 16, 13 through.
All right, let's go there and read it.
Times where he talks about 7 times that the Spirit of truth will come. I think it kind of describes the Prophet Muhammad and the Quran, because when you read the Quran, you have 114 verses, and each verse starts not in the name of anybody else, but in the name of God.
When you read the Quran, it has 114 verses.
He has 114 verses, and 113 verses start in the name of Allah. Only one that doesn't start in the name of Allah is the 9th verse, which is repentance. And that's the only verse that doesn't start in the name of Allah. But all the rest of it, and Jesus says in the book of John that he will not speak in his name, only that which he hear will he speak. And so that lets you know, when you read the Quran and every surah starts in the name of Allah, Prophet Muhammad is not speaking in his name. He's only speaking in the name of God. So, yeah.
Let me ask you something, man. Who sent Muhammad?
The same God that sent Jesus.
So God sent Muhammad. Okay. Who sends the Comforter or the Spirit of Truth?
Jesus says in John, I will pray to the Father to send you a comforter.
Can you read verse 7?
Who did Jesus pray to?
Can you read verse 7?
I can't see it on the screen. I'm sorry.
I'll read it for you. Nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It is to your advantage that I go away. For if I do not go away, the Helper will not come. But if I go, I will send him to you. So Jesus says he is sending the Helper, Comforter, Spirit of Truth. So you've just accidentally admitted Jesus is claiming to be God.
You know what that means, right?
So I actually thought the verse said that I will pray the Father to send you the Comforter. Isn't that also there?
Not in the verse I just read. Jesus says he sends the comforter.
I will
But
send him to
but
you.
but isn't it also written that he says that I will pray to the Father to send you a comforter? And he
Yeah,
also
because
says, I have much to tell you, but there are
yes,
certain things there are certain truths that you can't handle right now. And I think that's where you have like the Hebrew Israelites and you have Jewish people who don't accept Christ. And then you have
Rava,
other people who don't want to believe that Christ
Rava,
prophesies Islam. So, there's things that you don't want to believe.
Rava. The irony of you Muslims always going to John 14 to 16 is beyond belief, because John 14 to 16 is teaching the doctrine of the Trinity. Yes, the Father sends the Comforter, Holy Spirit. Yes, Jesus sends the Comforter, Holy Spirit, because they are the one God. They are one in essence. So yes, what the Father does, the Son does likewise, as the Gospel of John teaches. So yes, the Father sends the Comforter, but so does Jesus. Read verse 16:7. He says, I will send him.
So you're saying that Jesus sent Muhammad?
No, we're saying Jesus sent the Comforter, who's the Holy Spirit.
You're saying
If you
the
believe
Comforter
the
is not
Comforter is
Muhammad.
Muhammad, the
So
Comforter
you,
is
so
not
you don't
Muhammad.
think that the Comforter is Muhammad?
No.
Okay, so I could be wrong, right?
Right.
So you could be wrong, right?
Sure.
Okay. Long as you admit that, I mean that's progress. Because some people think, that they know things that only God know. But once you realize the hidden reality that some things nobody knows, and you keep that, that humbleness about yourself, I think that's how you become a true believer and a true follower. Because you have to be open to certain things nobody knows. There's things that we believe.
Okay, so show us where Muhammad is in the Bible, because if he's not here, where is he?
I just showed it to you. I think in what is it, Isaiah 42 clearly is
Isaiah,
talking about Muhammad. Uh,
Isaiah 42.
uh, uh, the Songs of Solomon. I forget the voice
You're
was
think
talking about
you're thinking
Paul.
about Song of Solomon 5:16. He's not in there. The word is makmad. It literally says that he is wikulo. He says wikulo makmadim. He is
And
altogether, or every part of him is lovely.
so you do believe that the Bible is a book about prophets and their prophecies, right? And so
Yes.
you don't
What
want
does
to
that have to do with? Look,
believe that the Bible prophesies Islam.
There's no evidence it does.
So you think the Bible could be a book of prophecies and not prophesize Islam?
It does not predict Muhammad as a true prophet. Yeah. It predicts other things.
That would be kind of
right.
contradictory. How could the Bible be a book of
It wouldn't
prophecies and
be
not Islam?
Because Islam
the
is not a
same
true
way the
religion. It's
Bible's
a
a book.
false religion.
Number one. Number two, the same way the Bible's a book about prophecy and it didn't prophesy Hinduism
So you're saying that
or
point some
Jainism or
people.
Buddhism or Buddhism.
Hold on. But brother, you gotta just look what you're saying. You're saying that the Bible, a book of prophecies, didn't prophesize Islam, where you have over 2 billion people who didn't believe in the God of Abraham, now who believe in the God of Abraham in Islam.
And you
And
have
you're saying that's not
and you have
prophesied
probably
in the
more than
Bible?
3 billion that don't believe in a God at all. I don't understand why we're fixating on this. Half the world isn't religious. Well, not half the world. A large
So
portion of the world isn't religious. Billions of people aren't religious. So what?
the way is narrow, what I'm saying, to the truth. But there's many people that's those who follow things as untrue is wide range of people who does that. And
Yes,
so
and so if we look at the population of people that are Christian, that's around an eighth of the world. That is pretty narrow by many stretches of the imagination. But look,
so
you need to find Muhammad in the Bible. We shouldn't expect Muhammad to be found in the Bible unless we presuppose Islam. We've presupposed at least that Muhammad is trying to make a claim that can be verified and testable. So could you find the text in the Bible that Muhammad is present in?
man, I read the Bible and I think there's a lot of prophecies in the
Show
Bible
one.
concerning Islam. I just showed you, brother. You don't
Which
believe it though.
one? Which one? Okay,
He
John
said
14.
Isaiah.
Let's
I just
He said Isaiah
gave you
42.
Isaiah 42. I gave you Deuteronomy
All right.
18:18.
let's
Let me
do Isaiah. Let's
hold
do
up.
Isaiah 42 then.
Let me read
Book
this.
of
Let me read
Solomon,
this
they're
here, okay?
different
Hold up.
places.
Hold
Y'all all the
up. Let
time.
me
Y'all,
hold up.
no, that's
Dude.
not true.
Dude, calm down. I'm going to read Isaiah 42, okay? Behold, my servant, whom I uphold, my chosen, in whom my soul delights. I have put my spirit upon him. When did God put his spirit upon Muhammad if this is about him?
If Muhammad is saying, and in the Bible, all throughout the Bible, God sends messengers, angels to mankind to guide them. And Muhammad is claiming that an angel appeared to him, the angel Gabriel, and gave him the revelations of the Quran. Now you can deny that or you can believe that. Or you
Did
can read
Muhammad have the Ruh of God on him?
brother. I don't
The
know.
Spirit of
I don't know.
God.
I
Did
mean,
he have the Ruh of Allah?
brother, it's kind of strange when I talk to folks who can read and comprehend, and I try to
I
explain,
can read this. It
brother. I'm
says,
just
it says, I have put my spirit upon him.
so.
Did Muhammad ever have the
And
Spirit
when
of
Comfort
Allah?
comes, he will lead you to all truth.
It says, I have put my spirit upon him. And it also says, he will be with you forever. When was Muhammad ever with the disciples?
So you don't believe that the Quran is the truth of the Bible, right?
No. You
So
need to
the
prove that.
Quran, when it tells the story of Adam in the Bible, you don't believe that to be true. When it tells the
I
story of
don't
Abraham,
believe the Quran story of Adam in the Bible being true.
don't
I
believe
don't
the story
believe
of
that the
Adam. Don't believe
Quran's
Adam. Hold
I
on.
don't believe the Quran's mentioning of anything is true by virtue of it being in the Quran. If it agrees with the Bible, then I believe it.
So you believe what agrees with. So you believe that there was an Adam and Eve, right?
I believe there was an Adam and Eve, but in order to verify whatever the Quran says, I have to test it by the Bible.
Okay, so if I'm a Muslim, if I never read the Bible and I read the Quran and I don't believe everything in the Quran, and somebody tell me, well, if you don't believe what's in the Quran, if I come ask you, was there an Adam and an Eve?
Yeah.
Okay, was there a Noah?
Yes.
Was there Adam? Was there Abraham and his two sons, Ishmael and Isaac, and the 12 tribes of Israel?
Yes.
Was there Zechariah, Solomon, and David?
Yes.
Was there Jesus, John the Baptist, and Mary, his mother?
Yes.
Were there
was
the
a Paul
12
too.
disciples? Were there the helpers of Jesus?
Yes, all of them were there, bro. I don't get
Thank
what
you.
your
You
point
just
is.
confirmed everything that's in the Quran. Thank you, brother. Appreciate
So you
that.
confirm. So you confirm Paul. So you confirm Paul as well.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
So you confirm Paul. I don't understand his question. So is there a
said
Paul
nothing to
too?
do.
Was that Paul as well, Rabbi?
Paul?
Yeah, Paul, because there would still be a Paul even if there was no Bible.
Paul, right?
Yeah, there was still a Paul.
Until he
There
figured
was
out he
there was
was
still a
Paul.
there was still a Paul. Yeah, there's still a Paul.
Okay, so Paul used to be Saul, and
Yeah.
he had witnesses who were not Hebrew Israelites, but they were actually Roman citizens who were with him. Get ready
Okay,
to go.
what does this have to do with Muhammad being in the Bible, though? What passage shows Muhammad's in the Bible?
From Paul?
From anywhere in the Bible.
So I think if you go to, I think it's in the book of Paul. I think it's in 2 Corinthians. Where
The
Paul
book of
talks about, where Paul talks about Isaac and Ishmael and their lineage and what their lineage represents. Where he talks about Isaac lineage represents the faith in God, that belief in God. And Ishmael's lineage represents that work without faith, that faith without work is dead. So
That's
Ishmael
James.
the work that you do.
Yeah,
as
that's
part
James. You're quoting James and Paul's other letter to the
No,
Galatians.
I'm talking about Paul doing a breakdown of Ishmael and
Yeah,
Isaac.
Paul never said that in Corinthians. He said that in Galatians.
Galatians,
That's where
right?
he
I'm
said
sorry,
that.
right? The book of
Yeah,
Galatians,
but
right?
he said that
So
Ishmael means slavery and
Right.
Isaac means freedom. So
No,
where's Muhammad? Is Muhammad a slave? He's in bondage.
So I believe that Jesus says that he is a servant of his Father God.
But he
And
also said he came to set the captives free. Muhammad made slaves, actually.
we're all servants of the Lord. You know, that's what we're supposed to be. We're
That
supposed to be
yeah, but
servants
that
of
was
the
by their own freedom of choice. They didn't make slaves though. Muhammad had slaves. He had Bilal, and then he did the Adhan with the prayer. He had slaves though. Where you see in the Bible where Jesus had slaves? Did Jesus have slaves?
If Jesus
Nah.
had, Jesus wouldn't even recognize a slave, brother. He only came for the
Brother,
law.
we talking about business, bro. We trying to. I'm not care what you
My
talking about. I'm standing on business. I'm not standing what you talking about.
Rabbi,
I'm talking about Muhammad being a prophet. I'm talking about Muhammad owning slaves. The Bible said that Ishmael is bondage, and you know what I'm saying, Sarah's freedom. So how can you say that Muhammad's a prophet of God if he had slaves?
Did you just hear what you said, brother? You said Ishmael is bondage and Isaac is faith and the
Sig,
promise.
your mic
Right?
is went mute. No, I don't know. Rabbi, can you? The topic is, can you show us Muhammad in the Bible? Can you show us anywhere Muhammad is in the Bible?
I've given y'all numerous places where
We
you
went
want
to
to.
Isaiah 42. You did not show us this is Muhammad, because you got to answer our questions. When was the spirit of Allah upon Muhammad?
I just answered your question, brother. The angel
When?
Gabriel came to the prophet and gave him the spirit of truth. That's the Holy Quran. That's the spirit of truth. The Quran.
The spirit of truth is the Quran.
The spirit of truth is the Quran. Alhamdulillah. What?
That's not what a spirit is.
Is the
Okay,
Quran a
so
spirit? Is the Quran a spirit?
why do you think they call it the Holy Quran?
No. Is the Quran a spirit? Is it a spirit?
Is it?
The Quran is a living miracle to you, brother.
Sure. Is it a spirit?
Of the Bible. It's real
Is it a
simple.
spirit?
Rocket science.
Is it a spirit?
Spirit.
It's just using basic reasoning and common
Okay,
sense.
basic reason this. You said a book is a spirit. Tell me that.
So I said the angel Gabriel brought it down, and that is the spirit of Allah that gave us the Holy Quran, which leads you to all truth, brother. Now, if you don't want to believe, you don't want to believe.
Can you see? Can you see the question here? Can you see the question here? Okay, you got two options. Okay, yes or no. Okay, is the Quran a spirit?
The Quran gives you the spirit of truth.
No. Is it a spirit? Is it a spirit? No.
I don't think it's a spirit.
Okay.
So when they put the spirit on Muhammad, they can't put the Quran upon Muhammad because it's not a spirit. Okay?
You put the spirit of truth within him. And so
No. It says, I will put my spirit on him. Allah put the revelation on him. Is the revelation a spirit?
So, you like the Quran talks about folks like yourself, brother.
There we have it. Can we answer the question though? And you gone, man.
Proverbs talks about that. I'm kicking him. I'm done because I'm sick and tired of him not answering questions.
He said the Quran's a spirit, bro. That's his confession of faith. That's what he believes in.
It's just so dumb. Every time you ask them simple questions, they're like, yeah, the Quran. Yeah, it's the revelation it put on him. Is it a spirit? Well, it was given to him by a spirit. Is it a spirit? My goodness, you can never get straight answers from these guys. The guy that gave the potato analogy wants to know he was only 75% joking. Okay, that's good because I'm glad it was a joke. Sourdough Prince says, totally understandable on my safety. Thank you on the safety. Thank you for being honest. Would you ever make a video on the wine thing? My Baptist church is confessional, liturgical, but we use juice. Yeah. I might do a video on that specifically. The short answer is that Jesus said to use wine. There's no actual empirical evidence today that using wine in church is harmful to people. In fact, if you use a communal cup, you should not be using grape juice to begin with because wine is antibacterial. You put the wine in a silver cup, it's antimicrobial, antibacterial. So that's good. That's where they came about 100 years ago with the little cups. They started using grape juice and people were getting sick too much. So they had to use little individual cups. But Jesus said to use wine. That's the Eucharist. He said his blood is the wine. He did not say his blood is the grape juice. Therefore, it cannot be grape juice. It's just not the Eucharist at this point. If you're not using wine, it's not the Eucharist. There's a reason you can't use vinegar. Vinegar is wine, is made from grapes as well, but it's not wine. So it cannot be the blood of Christ, period, end of story. It has to be wine. The answer to this one, no, there will not be. Well, he needs to stop attacking me. I'm sick and tired of it. Mike is clearly the most based Anglican who says the Holy Spirit only proceeds from the Father. All jokes aside, love Mike, and Sig is based. No, what did he say you were? Sig.
It's just the Sig. I don't even know, bro. Jerome's fine.
Sig. So you say it, guys.
Oh, God.
Yes. I can neither confirm nor deny if I'm Anglican.
Or deny the Anglicanism.
To clarify, the book has been out for a couple months. It can be searched for online. Okay, good to know. Good.
Thank you, man. I'm gonna pirate it. I appreciate
you. Send me a free copy at michael@inspiringphilosophy.com.
Yeah, send me a copy, man.
If Noah isn't Muslims, why were pigs allowed on board?
Both Noah. Both.
Well, why were dogs allowed on board? Because the hadith say that they don't angels don't enter a house where there are dogs or images. So I guess the angels were not supporting the ark. I don't know. But I mean, Genesis 9 says that Noah could eat pigs. So picture book Dawa. Bro satisfied his apologetic via the possibility of you being wrong.
Oh, Fairs.
Fairs, oh. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what that was. Is this Kareem again?
Bro.
No, I ain't.
Okay.
Bro, you a fan, bro. You a fan.
Are you Christian?
No.
Are you Muslim?
You Muslim?
Yeah, I'm Muslim.
Okay, you don't, okay, so show us where Muhammad's in the Bible.
Yeah, I got you. So I got you. Let's go to John 1.
Okay. All right. You have a good day, man.
Who are these people?
I don't know. You're saying that the Bible is a book of prophecy and didn't prophesy Joseph Smith. Yes, very, very powerful stuff here, man. Did not prophesy the powerful prophet Joseph Smith, who was meant to fix all the Muhammad's mistakes. Yes. Oh my goodness.
I don't understand why they do that as well. I mean, is it the same tactic of Muslims as well? I believe that. I think they're getting to a heads now where they realize that they can't go into the actual contest that the Christians put them up for. So they now need to create topics that they believe that they can win, like really nicheified ones that they believe that they can win, and then sort of garner an audience around that. It's not going to work though.
Nah, it never does. Bible is a prophecy book. Prophesies Muhammad, therefore Mormonism is true. Thank you, Rabba. Oh, Dawa Shark. Do. That is beautiful. But yes.
Powerful
This,
stuff.
I mean, this proof. I mean, like, we're supposed to, Muslims tell me we're supposed to follow Muhammad because he came in the line of all the prophets, claiming to be a prophet. And that is exactly why all of the Muslims should abandon Islam and be Mormon.
Exactly.
Because Joseph Smith came along, claimed to be a prophet in the line of all the prophets, and came to correct all of our misunderstandings.
You'd think that they would actually be able to demonstrate like where we are actually supposed to find this guy in the Bible, and why isn't there a place ubiquitously that every sort of Muslim goes to? There's general sort of maxims in the Anglophone community, but there's never a real place that they have beyond reasonable doubt or beyond absolute confidence. With absolute confidence that Muhammad's there. It's interesting how the actual arguments about Muhammad in the Bible by the top da'is, the top du'at, have actually died down. They don't do Muhammad in the Bible. I think the only one that really still tries to push the Muhammad in the Bible narrative is Sheikh Uthman. And even by his lads, I mean, you know. And again, credit to Uthman. Yeah,
I just did that. I was supposed to do a 1v10 Muslims with Sean Mike Kelly. I told him months ago that you're never going to get 10 Muslims. And I was right. He only got 5.
You got 5.
One of my one of my prompts was Muhammad is not in the Bible. None of them wanted to argue for it.
It's interesting because the 3 main prompts that everyone should do, like every Christian, if you ever do a 1v10 with Sean Mike Kelly, what you should do is you should do Jesus is God in the Bible, the Islamic dilemma is true, and Muhammad's not in the Bible. Those are the three topics that you should do. Now, if you want to switch it up with the morality of Muhammad, or you want to talk about the fact that Muhammad got prophecies wrong, or Muhammad's not a true prophet, do whatever you want. But I think those three main ones are the cycle that we've been having over the past year and a half, and Muslims have been bouncing around towards it. And the new Islamic apologists in this sort of new guard, they only come through by specializing in one of those topics. And because they specialize in one of those topics, or they gain some sort of notoriety over those kinds of topics, the Muslims push them up. But the thing is, the Muslims are very consistent. They only push you up so long as you are winning. So the moment you start to lose and you're not big enough to go full time, your career basically jumps off a cliff. It's really interesting.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hey, IP just turned 25, about to get married in 6 months. Praise God. Any tips for two young adults getting married, especially being a couple of kind of broke 25-year-olds? God bless, brother. Yeah, so the first advice I'd give is enjoy every moment, because you're going to have, marriage is going to go through stages, and every stage is going to have its good parts and bad parts. You're entering a fun stage where it's just you and your wife. Enjoy that. You're going to be poor. But you know, you're going to make a lot of really good memories in this time, and soak them up. Enjoy it. Don't think you need to be like, we need to get a perfect house. We need to start working to save up money for later. No, enjoy the time now. You're a young couple. It's going to change when you get kids. Money, more problems, as they say. I mean, it's true. So keep that in mind. Enjoy the times now where you're just living in like a studio apartment. You're not going to have much, and you just have each other. And you'll miss that at some point. So don't let that pass you by. And then when the next stage comes, when you have kids, you're going to enjoy parts of that, but there's going to be parts you're going to miss from your earliest stage. I would say people are going to tell you to save money, and you should, but also do not think that's all you have to do. Focus on living your life now, enjoying every bit you can of it, because you're going to go through different phases and you're going to miss the old phases, but you're also going to find enjoyment in the new phases, and soak them up, all of them.
Yeah. Just take your time and trust in the fact that if you are you do have a spouse now, and you are about to turn 25, trust the fact that God has given you enough time to have a really good marriage. You don't have to do everything in 1 year. You don't have to do everything in 3 years. You don't have to have all your finances fixed out, a mortgage and all this kind of things. Relax. Half the business is enjoying the business. So enjoy the business of being married. Enjoy the business of building something with your wife, and have fun. Find fun and real joy, biblical joy, godly joy in building something with someone that you're going to entrust the rest of your life to. Marriage is like a box. You take out what you put in. If you put in just stress and work and stress, then all you're going to get is just more stress and work. However, if you put in godly fruits, and people are very vague about that, which is why you should have spiritual counseling and discernment, then those things will be profitable for you as well. Have patience with your wife. Have patience with those who are connected to your wife. And ultimately, there will be times where you feel like that you have to break down, and you feel like no one's there to support you, but you have to remember that your wife is there, and she's not out to get you. Yeah, she's not against you.
I always tell people all marriages work if you accept that your job in the marriage is to make the other person happy. If you think the marriage is there to make you happy, it will fail. You need to go into a marriage with the idea that this is a serving opportunity. This is not this is not something that is going to entirely fulfill you, because no human ever will fully fulfill you. Only God will. This is an opportunity for you to show Christ to somebody else. So you need to remember that when you go into your marriage, it is your job to show Christ to someone else. You are there to be a servant leader as the husband. You're there to serve someone else. If you're not, here's what I always tell husbands. If you are not willing to get down on your hands and knees and wash your wife's feet, you're not worthy to be married. Because Jesus got down and washed the disciples' feet, and he is the bridegroom. So you need to be a servant leader. And I guarantee if both of you go into the marriage with the idea that it is your job to serve and take care of the other, and to eventually produce children, I think you'll have a great, wonderful marriage and produce a lot of children, because we need more Christians.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, Jake, well, my final words for me is, what I would do is, in order for you to have a successful marriage, write down, get a piece of paper, blank piece of paper, and write down just on that piece of paper all the things that you expect from your spouse. Like all the qualities, whatever you would expect from your spouse. They don't have to be material, just any quality you would expect from your spouse. Once you've written down those things, look at that piece of paper. You need to be all those things. Once you've done all those things, you'll realize, okay, cool, I've gotten somewhere. All right, so hopefully you have a very good marriage, and send me an invoice for the marriage advice. Okay, that was for free. Thank you, I appreciate it. I'll send you an invoice.
What is the first logical argument for the existence of God that comes to mind if you were to explain to an atheist? Something I can research. I use contingency arguments. Is where I tend to start. Where does the universe come from? What was the first cause? Check out my debate with Richard Carrier that I did back in November of last year for a really good contingency argument. And then just watch me in the cross-examination with him and how I questioned him, how he wasn't really able to answer and respond to any of that stuff. Yeah.
A good case that I like to use is an argument from perfection. So I like to use, this is more so to prove the rationality of the Trinity, but a good argument that you could use as well in terms of perfection is something like this. So let's say, I'm just going to write this. It's not a great argument. It's just something that I think people can think about, okay? And there's no great or bad arguments. The arguments are as convincing as the person that you're talking to, okay? So let's say we have things. There are things that have degrees, okay? Another word of thinking about it is that there are things that are scalable, okay? Some things can be more or less the case than other things. A good example that people like to use is heat. So things can either be hotter or colder than other things. Make sense so far? Cool. Now, technically, the most hot thing would be heat itself, or heat energy, or thermal energy, okay? Sort of the ancient way that the ancients like to think about it, all right? And so anytime you have superlatives, anytime you have things that are scalable, objective scalability, not just subjective things like, oh, this guy's funnier than the other person. Objective scalability that's truly measurable, it implies that there is either a ceiling or a cap to this, or that there is no ceiling or cap. For things like heat, the hottest thing would be heat itself. Now we can look at other things like existence, and we can ask, is existence itself scalable? Can things exist in a higher or lower way, in a more pure or impure way, in a more intense or less intense way? Well, yes, you can have things like concepts, and concepts sort of exist in some way in your mind. Stories, for example, and the characters that basically live in them. But then you can have things like rocks, and rocks also have an existence. But the existence of a rock is not the same as the existence of an animal who's actually animated and can move around and do things. But then animals have their own existence, but they're not as high in their existence as human beings, who have the ability to rationalize, and they have the capacity to be moral agents. Higher still, you have angels who are pure intellects, and they have not been corrupted in their physical bodies in such a way. But is there a level higher than angels? Surely, the higher you go, the more pure the existence is. And so one would conclude that there must be a thing called pure existence itself, where all these other sort of degrees get their scaling from. This is what people like to call God. In the classical Christian understanding, there is no being higher than the being of God. So it's just an interesting way. There are things that are scalable. Existence itself is scalable. That presupposes that there must be the purest idea of existence, or existence itself. And that pure existence is what people call God.
Powerful. All right. So I'm just going to let you guys know what's going on tomorrow. I have a video dropping. I wanted to share a piece of it really fast.
Okay.
Fine. Hold up. Here it is. This argument 1,000 times from Muslims in an attempt to show that Islam is true. But what they don't realize is that their argument is actually based on an error. Let me explain. So let me ask you, how many times have you heard that the Quran fixes the Bible's use of the term Pharaoh?
If the Quran copied from the Bible, why did it not copy the mistakes? For example, we know at the time of Joseph, there was kings. They were not pharaohs. The Bible calls them pharaohs. The Quran calls them kings.
In the story of...
So tomorrow I'm dropping a video on that, and I'm going to explain that that's actually it not only is the Quran not fixing the Bible, it's actually, the Quran is actually making an error when it's talking about Pharaoh.
Wow. Really?
It's actually It's a huge historical error, and all the scholars agree. You talk to all of this. I have I think 5 quotes in there from scholars all agreeing. Yeah, the Quran is doing this and it's an error. So that comes out tomorrow.
Wow. Okay. Interessante. I'm very interested in that.
And it's specific. It's not something related to the Pharaoh. It's specifically what the Quran says about Pharaoh. Wow. That in itself, using the term Pharaoh is in itself is an error. You'll see.
Okay. I'm interested. I'm very excited. Very, very excited. All right.
We're going to close this out. Anything you want to promote before we go out?
Okay, guys, as you can be seeing, I have been doing some more long form videos lately. I think my most recent video was actually going through the downfall of Uthman ibn Farrukh. There will be another downfall video. I won't say who that person is, but I may have another downfall video in the pipeline. If you want to make sure that we keep ourselves up to date and you want more content from myself, I do have a Patreon. That's patreon.com/Orthodox Jerome. You can go and get yourself hundreds and hundreds of videos that aren't on the main channel, research live streams, papers and articles and all that kind of jazz, and Patreon only videos as well. Consider becoming a member. My YouTube is Jerome Chukwuem or Jerome Sig, which is the title that I have for myself here. Yeah, if you want to help support the content, I do have a Patreon, and subscribe to the channel.
All right. I'm going to send everybody over to God Logic's live stream. He started streaming, so go say hi to him, and we'll see you guys Monday.
All right. See you guys.
What are you doing? What are you Christians doing? What are you doing? You make me sick. I make me sick. We should all be sick. People are dying. I'm getting bombed. What's wrong with you? There's a link in the description. Click the link. Donate now. You have micro penis. Anyway.
You made it to the end of this video, which means this message matters to you. If you want to see more content like this reaching people for Christ, you can help make it happen. Your support makes these videos possible. Click the link below and donate today. And if you want to go even deeper, consider joining our Patreon community. You'll get early access to videos, behind-the-scenes content, and a place to connect with others passionate about this mission.